Hi there, welcome back to this channel. So we're going to do another pick a card reading today, and this is very much about something which is hidden for you to bring out into your life. But just before we go into that question, just make sure that you check out your 2021 Akashic Record Reading through the zodiac signs, and there are extended readings for all of them on my website if it is resonating with you. Also know that there is a video that I've done on YouTube which is just kind of like the overview of all the overall themes that came out about 2021, just basically to just give you an idea of heads up of things that are potentially coming through. One of the things I totally mentioned was censorship, and obviously like literally 7 days into 2021 that was already happening with a very well-known public figure. So yeah, anyway, now this is the question we're going to ask, which is, what hidden talent do you need to use to create what you most desire right now? So bearing in mind when we do this, I'll give you the energy vibrations breaking down for kind of different types of desires as well, because I'm guaranteeing you'll all have slightly different desires. Also be mindful that what you desire consciously might not actually be what you're desiring subconsciously or unconsciously, but obviously we'll see what comes out, but just stay open to it all. We have 3 piles, so just feel into which pile is for you. This is message number 1, this crystal. This is message number 2, this crystal. And this is message number 3, this crystal. Cool, so we'll go straight on to pile number 1. So hi there, this is for everybody that chose message number 1, for what hidden talent you need to use to create what it is you most desire right now. So we'll go into your stone first of all. Let's just see. Okay, so with this, I definitely feel for this pile, this is something to do with, and we'll obviously get into more detail, but the first thing that I'm getting is, this is very much something to do with the energy of Venus. So it's very much like about beauty, about aesthetics, about creativity, about relating. So whatever this hidden talent is, it's something which involves this type of energy. It's kind of very Venusian, and it's very kind of, I feel like it's a talent that you probably are not aware of because of the fact that you've always had it, and it's just slowly matured as you have grown and matured. So the older you have got, the more refined this talent has got. But it was kind of something that you were very much innately born with. So you might either not recognize it as a talent, or you might almost, I don't want to say take it for granted, but you probably don't realize how special this talent is because it's just always so very much been a part of you. And I'm also getting for some of you as well, it's very much a talent that involves a certain characteristic that you have, and it's a characteristic and a talent that many people see in you. I think it's something that a lot of people will intuitively or unconsciously recognize in you without them really also really maybe bringing it up to do with you, or again they will kind of like innately just think it's so much a part of you. They haven't just put the word talent to it because it's something that's so almost like authentic to you, are the words that I'm getting. It's something that's really, really authentic to you. And one of the things instantly that I can get from this is that one of the reasons why it's really important that you actually become very conscious of this talent that you have is because then other people will become even more conscious of this talent that you have. And then in some way, it's either, depending on what it is you're most desiring, if it's like a relationship, it's going to either attract that person to you because they because it's almost like you let this talent shine, and you let this talent and this ability be so visible, because it's actually become so visible to you, that therefore you actually attract in a relationship that is either incredibly appreciative of you, incredibly respectful of you, incredibly kind of like adoring of you in some way. And also if it's something to do with, let's say, a creative project, or a creative project, actually it's going to work the same way, which is very much just that people will very much get attracted to you, because it's almost like, I don't want to say it's like that you're selling yourself with this talent, but it's kind of like you are your own branding, your own marketing unconsciously, because you're really putting yourself out there in the best light and letting some of your best characteristics and abilities shine, obviously, and then because they shine so obviously, many people can see them, and this does something to do with your creativity as well. At the same time, it's like almost like the universe and the cosmos, very much because of this energy I've talked about with like an Aquarius energy, particularly in 2021, but obviously this video is timeless, but actually the next 20 years anyway, it's very Aquarius. So the thing is, it's kind of like this energy of, the more that you allow this talent and ability to shine and you recognize it within yourself, the more other people and the universe also recognizes it in you, and kind of like the more of a following you get, or the more of creative inspiration you get from the universe, the more ideas that you get, and again the more people then that get drawn to you to help you create those ideas and put them into physical reality in some kind of way. So it's a very kind of like magnetic type of talent as well that you have. It's really, really magnetic, but for some reason, and sorry if this is to do with a job, life purpose, career, again it's that kind of thing about the more that you are outwardly expressive or outwardly show this talent that you have, the more you can basically get recognized for it. And it's that recognition in whatever way that it is that's relevant to you that will help you further create whatever it is that you desire right now. But it's kind of like, without you actually recognizing this talent within you, it can't really be recognized outside of you. And there's something about what it is that you're desiring right now, that the next stage, whether it is relationship, life purpose, job, money, whatever, the next stage of whatever this desire is, it's really only going to be further coming to you when you are the words I'm getting is like basking in your glory. So it's kind of like, it's about this massive kind of appreciation for self and gratitude for yourself and what's already available. Because I'm getting this very much kind of like, it's like the Leo vibration type of energy. So it's like the sun in somebody's birth chart. It's like you've just got to let everything really shine out. But anyway, now let's get into more specifically what this hidden talent is. So specifically, what is this hidden talent? Also as well, everything that I'm going to be saying, pay attention to what pops up into your mind, because my guides are going to be giving me words which should hopefully stimulate you to, I don't know, like stimulate you to recognize what this hidden talent is within you. So again, the key clue so far is you've always had it ever since birth. It's something that potentially you don't even recognize as a talent because it's so inherent within you. And also it's something where I feel as well, like if you are not, I don't feel like you can ever be totally fully fulfilled currently without you also recognizing what this talent is. There's something that's really critical about the stage that you're at in your development of whatever it is that you're desiring to manifest, which is really, really important that you have this recognition of whatever this part of you is. But anyway, let's just see. Oh wow, so Strength card. What did I say about Leo? I really, really did feel like there was this kind of Leo type of vibe. This sun kind of energy, and then we have 3 of materials, so then that is 3 of pentacles, and then we have 2 of voices, which is 2 of swords in reverse. Okay, then we have justice, So again, now I'm getting quite a bit of Libra energy with this card and this card as well, but that is still reminding me of Venus, like we talked about. And then we have here the Hanged Man. And then we have here, oh wow, the World. Okay, so whatever this talent is within you, I feel as well, another reason why you might not recognise it as a talent is because I actually feel like for some reason this talent has also come with quite a few challenges. It just feels like it's had quite a few challenges, and it kind of feels as well like there's kind of been quite a, I want to say, rite of passage to do with this skill. It definitely feels like there's been a rite of passage. And it's something that you, again, it's that maturation energy. It's something that you're kind of like also growing into this ability that you have. And I think as well, you've experienced something where with whatever this hidden talent is within you, in some ways it has, again, it's kind of brought you a lot of gifts, but yeah, it's brought you a lot of challenges. And I'm getting that with both of these two cards, because they both have this kind of like, I'm just seeing this vision as well of these scales. And it kind of feels that you, yeah, it kind of feels like you've been challenged a lot on this, but that's another reason why it's important now that you fully see whatever this is, whatever this talent is, as an actual talent, as an actual gift from the universe, because without you recognizing this talent, like I say, it's not just that it's difficult for you to be recognized, but I'm actually hearing as well, it's just difficult for you to fully be able to move into the next chapter of your life in whatever way that is. And it almost feels like this kind of hero's journey type of energy. So I'm also hearing with this part, like this hidden talent, it's not only a talent, it's a skill. It's an actual skill set. So for some examples, it would be like, it's an innate ability that probably isn't something you've even recognised as an ability until you've got older. And it's something where I feel like in some way, in a very abstract way, whatever has been your career path or your education at school or your hobby from in the young period of time, whatever it is, it has... it's got, like I say, it's been refined over a long period of time. So you might feel like this was more a skill than an actual talent. But what I'm hearing is it's a talent which has almost been laid dormant for a while, so that in some way you have pursued like things that weren't necessarily directly related to this talent, but things that you have pursued have basically almost unconsciously helped you refine this skill, and therefore it's allowed this talent to come out of you even more. So this kind of images that I'm getting is, say for example, and this is obviously isn't for you, it's just a metaphor, is it's kind of like this thing of I don't know, again, it's with this Hanged Man, it's like having these different experiences. It reminds me of somebody that always wanted to be a footballer, but when they were young, let's say, maybe they were a bit clumsy with their footwork, or maybe their coordination was just a little bit off, or maybe it was a physical thing, but it was more like they struggled to work in a team for whatever reason, or they struggled to be able to work with the concepts of winning and losing and all of it being okay. It reminds me of that sort of kid that was playing football, but then because the thing is, over time, the more that they played football, the more that they were able to almost like sink in to the frequency of what it is to be a good footballer. So all of those things that originally they struggled with, because they pursued it and because they actually had this natural ability that lay dormant until they were ready, they had to work almost so much harder in some ways to become the better footballer. But then you see, when it suddenly clicked, when it all fell into place, they then suddenly became this amazing footballer. But then, in whatever way this relates to you, right, you're at that stage where it's suddenly, believe it or not, it's clicking for you and it's all starting to work for you. Only now the next stage that you're in is it's being able to recognize that this wasn't just something that you've had to work hard at. This is something that you've always innately had within you, but it's almost like the timing of when that talent would suddenly be unleashed wasn't going to happen until you were that bit older, that bit more mature, because it's almost like you have so much further to go with this talent. And it's something about, if this talent had become obvious to you at a young age, you wouldn't have been able to apply the same type of maturity to this talent that you can now apply. And because you can apply this more maturity to this talent now, it actually means that that talent can actually grow so much further than had you been aware of this talent at a much younger age. It's that type of energy. So again, it's like, I don't know why I'm getting so much of like a movement of the body thing, but it's like the ballet dancer that or loved ballet but never seemed to do that well, and they tried over and over again. And it's kind of the feeling as well that whatever this has been, this hidden talent, it's something that you haven't received recognition early on in your life, and it has come with some form of frustration, but that's really just an illusion, just because the timing of when your soul had agreed this talent was flourish would be further on when you were older. And again, that's that whole kind of like rite of passage thing. And again, that I'm getting with this talent, it's almost got this kind of karmic setting to it. It definitely feels like this talent has got a very karmic setting. And what I mean by that is it's this thing about time again. The timing of when this talent was going to reveal itself to you and was going to come out and flourish was going to be later. So the other image as well that I'm getting is, it reminds me of a writer who has always known they've wanted to be a writer. They've tried to write many books or do many different forms of writing, but it's never really hit off. And the reason is because they've needed to go through this process almost of like exploring so many different avenues, so that when they finally get to their moment of recognition, I don't know, it's almost like they have so many more tools and skill sets to then apply. And again, this allows them to be, it's not even way more successful, it's just like more prolific. That's it. The energy of this talent is, it's going to lead you in a direction that allows you to actually be prolific. And again, it's almost like this concept, now my guides are saying about, say, Think and Grow Rich, and just a lot of super wealthy people, unless it's come through family, if it's generally been something they've created themselves, it's usually taken them a lot older, usually to around about the age of 40, to really create that kind of success through their talent or whatever they've gone after. But then again, it always makes these people way more prolific, because it's kind of like the importance of it laying dormant allows you to also not only generate more abilities within this talent, but it also allows you to generate like this real, like so many different life skills, and also characteristics within you, because it's pushed you quite a lot for a long period of time. And as a result, you've also had to weaken other parts of your character or your life or your psychology or your spirituality, whatever it is. You've had to strengthen many different roots, basically, to allow this talent to be this strong, let's say, oak tree that then can flourish and then can impact a whole forest. It really is that type of energy as to what this talent is for you guys. So one of the big things I'm really getting as well is, it's really important, don't lose heart with whatever this is that you are desiring, but also recognize that in some way it's requiring you to mature in a certain area of either your life or your own personal psychology. So now I'm really getting this feeling of like Capricorn and Saturn are coming in. It's really, I feel like, again, because there is something where you can be very, very prolific in whatever area of your life this is to do with the talent. And let's just say, moving away from anything now like writing or football, let's just say you've always wanted to be a parent, and you're now getting to an age where modern society would say it's less likely you're going to have a child, or I don't know, in some way you feel like you're running out of time, or you feel like it will never happen. Again, it kind of feels like the reason why the becoming a parent hasn't come to you sooner, if that's what it is that you're really desiring, is again because you needed to go through a whole load of different life experiences, so that actually by the time you're a parent, you actually parent in a very, again, I'm not going to say prolific way, but in a very, like in a completely new way, which also helps to ultimately, I don't know, like influence the children that you have or the family that you create in an incredibly powerful way. And actually, this taking you longer means that when you do have the children that you do have actually move a lot quicker in life, because you're able to give them so many different lessons that you've had to learn along the way. Only the way that you'll give them these lessons is through wisdom of your own experience, rather than your kids having to go through their lessons themselves. So it is, like I say, whatever, and again, the reason why this might be, if you're doing a family thing, what sort of talent it is, I feel like it's like a talent of really, really understanding something. So whatever, again, this talent is within you, it's something about really, really understanding that area of yourself or that area of life. It's got that kind of energy. And again, I do really feel like whatever this talent is, it's something that's almost very, it's two things. It's either come down an ancestral line, but actually, funny enough, I feel for you, if this is a talent that's come down your ancestral line, I feel like it's a talent that has actually been the opposite. So it's actually been a really weak spot in your ancestral line, only you've now come through with it as a talent. And again, this is why it's taken longer to show itself, because there haven't really been any building blocks that have gone before you, or nobody in your ancestral line has created this path before you. So even though this comes through as a real strength within you, you don't have a map, you don't have any coordinates about how to work with it, and therefore it also takes that little bit longer. It's that type of energy. And then for the other parts of you, if it's not ancestral, it very much feels like a past life. But again, this is really interesting. It feels like, and I think this is why I'm really getting this with the Two of Swords upside down and also the Hangman. It very much kind of feels that that this is a past life where, again, you've had, it's this talent that you have in this lifetime was actually a weakness in a previous lifetime. So again, it's like you don't really have the roadmap for it as a talent, and it's taken longer to develop. But then also, sorry, my guide's just saying one other thing. Sorry, I just lost it. Just give me 1 second. Oh yeah, that's it. The reason why, again, it's not easily for you to recognize this as a talent, or for other people to recognize this talent within you, is because if you are somebody that's either it's been a past life where it's been a weakness, or it's come down your ancestral line where it's also been a weakness, it's almost like you don't have like the cellular memory of this skill, this talent being appreciated by others, because quite simply it wasn't appreciated by others, because actually back then it was a weakness, not a strength, not an actual talent. And again, so you've got to be mindful about whatever this is, don't fall for kind of like, the word that I'm hearing is like a mirage, that actually it's actually a weakness, or actually it will never amount to anything, because that will be to fall into the illusion of the past in your ancestral line or in your past life, whatever it is. And I do think it's so interesting that the first card that came out was this card, was the Leo card. So again, for me, that's just really, really saying that this is an inherent part within you. It's an inherent part within you. But it also feels like there's a lot of courage involved with this. And again, that would make sense with this kind of like hero's journey type of energy that I kind of really can feel coming out with this. And also as well, like I'm getting this feeling that if, say, it is, if this talent is related to, let me just give another example now. Guides, give me another example. Okay, business. So if this talent is something to do with business or entrepreneurship, it would be something like in a past life, either you've been in that situation, it's totally flopped. But the thing is, as a soul, you've learned so much, right? Or if it's in your ancestral line, it's like nobody else in your family, let's say, was an entrepreneur or a business person. So again, there was no roadmap. Or maybe somebody way down the line started to be successful at business, but then something fated. And it does feel like it was something fated that was out of their control, essentially happened, which then meant that they didn't have a successful business for whatever reason. Oh, these cards are all moving around. That's interesting. Sorry, anyway, that's just telling me more about the reading. But yeah, so the other thing is, it feels... Sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. It feels... Yeah, with the entrepreneurship and the business, it kind of feels like if that is an example of where your talents lie, I'm just really hearing as well, it's important that you're doing things in a different way to what the status quo is doing to do with business and entrepreneurship. There's something really important about that. And again, like if it was being a parent, again, it's like doing something different to the status quo about how most people would do it. Because it's that thing that we channeled in the beginning about authenticity. There's something about how you can do something to do with your talent that really needs to be authentic to you. However, because we get this card right in the center, Three of Materials, and this card in particular, just the way that it looks, it always reminds me of this thing, my mind is many minds. So it's kind of really interesting because it's kind of like this talent has to be something that you develop through yourself, through your own personal power, your own sense of what lights you up, what is your thing. But at the same time, you're still supposed to be completely open and receptive to what other people can contribute to helping you create an even greater talent, while remembering not to follow the status quo. So it's kind of like a really, really interesting energy. And again, it just shows to me there's quite a lot of maturity that comes through this talent. So please, whatever happens, do not give up on whatever this talent is. And I do feel like it is in some way intrinsically related to whatever you desire. So also don't give up on what you desire. But you just need to remember the timings of things. And I do really think there is maybe quite a lot of like reprocessing on a neuroplasticity level with your brain, neuroplasticity with your brain, of kind of like, it's almost like you need some mantras, or you need to constantly reinforce to yourself, recognize to yourself this talent, this ability, and how what you desire can come through this talent. So again, one thing that it could be that would link into absolutely everything, where it's the football player, obviously these are all examples of metaphors, football player, the business person, the writer, the mum, the dad, whatever it might be, is it feels like one of your innate talents is completely to do with how you actually, on a deep level, can be very individualistic about how you see and view the world, but at the same time, like this card, but at the same time, you can be very, 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 I want to say almost like empathetic and very, very connected to other people and what they're feeling and what they're thinking about whatever it might be. And so it allows you to almost be... It does feel like there's a lot of a team energy in this. It feels like there's a lot of a team, because obviously sports... those kind of people playing teams, obviously being a parent, whatever, having a family, that kind of plays in a team. Obviously, being a business person or an entrepreneur, that invariably means working in a team, even if you're having to pool in different resources or outsource stuff. And so also like the writer type of energy as well, like there's got to be also something about that is about working in a team. I guess it's working with your editor, with your publisher, and essentially with your audience. You know, I think all of these things, they have an audience. Like the parents' audience is the kids. The footballer and the dancer, their audience is either the fans, right? And the business person, the entrepreneur, their audience is their clients. And also the writer, their audience is their reader. So it very much feels like underlining all of this talent, it's really, really something ultimately about being very, very sure and confident of what lights you up, what is important to you. And although this looks like Leo and not Aquarius, I'm still getting that energy of Aquarius. I'm getting the combination of Leo and Aquarius just from the energies of they're across each other in the chart. So they can really, if possible, they're like an axis point in a wheel. And it means really you need to combine both of them. So like being very much magnetic and being very, very able to shine what is really important to you. But you do it in a very way that's very authentic to you. So it's almost like what it is that you're doing, so how it is that you're either playing or writing or selling or teaching or growing with the family, whatever is the dynamic, it must be authentic to you. And it's something about having a signature, like a signature about this talent with what it is that you do. Like you'll have a certain style which you will develop, which develops over time, because of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through to do with this skill or this desire, because they're intimately related, that actually gives you a very individualistic, I can't even say this, individual, I'm just going to say that, individualistic, there we go, individualistic kind of style. And it's something about that individualistic style which gives you a signature, and that signature is something that is recognised and appreciated by others. And that's when your talent's really coming to light. But at the same time, it's got this thing where I think the thing is the signature, by you having a certain style or a signature with however it is you do business, whatever it is you sell, how it is you parent, how it is you teach, how it is you write, how it is you draw, how it is you act, how it is you model, how it is you influence, whatever it is. And actually that's the big thing, all you guys are influencers. All you guys are influencers because of this talent. Now I'm not saying that you'll definitely be an influencer like something on Instagram or whatever, but you are influencers because of the fact that you are individualistic. You have this signature, and this signature almost has like a branding to it, or it has a style to it, which people then connect to and associate to with you. And this builds into more of a recognition, and people will in some way either be inspired by this talent, or they'll actually want to almost copy this talent. Like maybe they'll want to copy certain things that you do, and it's actually a real flattery thing in this scenario. It's got that real kind of energy. So again, if it was you being a parent, you'll find that over time, when you become this parent, when you have these kids, the way that you parent will have such a style that other people will, if you just talk about what you've just done, they will probably go home and try it and apply it in some way. So it's that kind of energy that's coming in. But all of you have this audience, and it's all something linked into the talent. And the reason why you have this audience is because people are drawn to you because you do something in a unique way. And it's also something that is very much like this talent is an absolute individual, authentic expression of who you are, and it's almost what you're here to do and what you're here to contribute in some way, and that's why people are drawn to you. But again, don't worry if it feels like this talent hasn't really been fully recognized yet, because there has generally been like this rite of passage, as we've previously discussed. Now let me just get a couple of oracle, just because I love them. Okay, let's see. So I'd really be interested to know what your talents are, guys. If you, don't know, just write them in the comments, because obviously, because there's so many of you, and I do again feel like you guys are unique, right? You've got this unique energy. I can't say to you the talent is but what I can do is tell you all the things to do with the talent, so hopefully it becomes really clear in your mind what it is. Okay, let's just do this. And then last of all, I totally love these so much, but I'm going to read it to you out of the book because I kind of like the words as well, so we'll put that one to the side. So that one's just for at the end. Right, so let's just see, what else do we have here? Okay, we have Wild Woman. So again, this is just kind of telling me about this authenticness. You've got to be authentic. But again, this authentic thing is about having a style. It's about having a signature. And this style and this signature of whatever it is to do with your talent, it comes through the experiences that you've had. And there's something, I really do feel like this, with this Justice card, I really, really do feel like in some way it's about you sharing something through your talent about where there have been, I don't want to necessarily say that you've had difficulties, but you've very much had this hero's journey. And that hero's journey is really, really important to honour. And it's something about how it will gain massive respect, appreciation, adoration from whoever is your audience to do with this talent. By you really, really sharing some of these almost kind of, I feel like, vulnerable moments along your journey of becoming what you are becoming due to this talent. And it becomes a real inspiration. And the thing is, it really means that people really connect to you, because the thing is, they really believe you and they believe what it is you are selling, what it is you are doing, what it is you are saying. So again, it would be like, if it was the parenting thing, it would be like that real authenticness of expression. And I suppose actually for all of you, it feels like there's something really important about authenticness of expression that feels really key to whatever is this talent. I do really love this card though, because Wild Woman, it just reminds me of somebody that is not inhibited. It's really important that you're not inhibited, that you're totally cool with any mistakes, but also at the same point, you're totally cool with mistakes, but you embrace the mistakes and you embrace the awesome things about it. So it's really quite important, I think, that you are comfortable in expressing things that have gone amazingly well as comfortable with expressing things that really haven't gone well. It's kind of that kind of energy. It feels like no judgment energy, essentially. And it's so funny I say no judgment energy, and that's right under the Justice card here. It definitely feels like no judgment energy, because actually it feels like, let's say, good and bad, or whatever that might be, but they're both equal, they're both balanced. So therefore, because they're both equal and they're both balanced, they cancel each other out. And it's also you having that kind of awareness as well to do with whatever this talent is. Definitely I don't know, I just feel like it could be something, like I say, where we haven't had the full recognition quickly or easily, or we still might not have it yet, and don't lose hope on that. But just understand this is like, it's almost like grounding in what you're going to be so that you can therefore be more prolific and have longevity with whatever it is. Oh, the horse. I friggin' love the horse. Okay, so it says here, free spirit, give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. I mean, literally what we were literally just saying about being good with creative expression and being okay to express good things as well as bad things and having no judgment with anything. I think this is really, really important, because there's something about this, like I say, that it kind of allows you to be authentic. And I suppose it's like you're going to be a bit of a leader in your field as well. I'm getting the energy of leader, and again to do with this prolificness. And even if you won't recognise yourself as a traditional leader, but you're really influencing people just because of who you are, and because who you are is what you say you are, and you share who you are through what you say you are. It's that type of energy. So that totally reinforces that. You might want to look up the pairing of a horse as well. You gotta feel free though to fully become your own signature, your own style, your own branding within whatever your talent is. And like, again, don't follow the status quo. I really feel like that with this pile. Okay, peach, and it says inhale a breath of life. Again, this peach energy, it reminds me of like the solar plexus. It reminds me of solar plexus, but also sacral chakra, but also soul star chakra. And again, it's that soul star chakra, which is your ninth chakra above your head. It's your north node. It's your shining star. It allows you to keep going. But guys, it allows you to keep going through good things, through bad things. You just keep going. And I do feel like this is so, so important. Whatever is this talent, whatever is this desire, don't give up on it. Don't give up on it, because this is totally meant for you, but it's meant for you as like a fine wine, like an amazing whiskey. Like for you to be truly, truly not just successful, but prolific with whatever is this desire through this talent. It's got to almost have been, I'm hearing it been like metal, like tried and tested in many different situations and scenarios. And again, when you do create whatever is this desire through this talent in whatever area of your life it might be, it's got true longevity with it. And I also really feel like it's something that is going to affect generations after you. So whether this is business, whether this is writing, sport, also family, however it is you end up bringing up your kids, it has an epic effect on the generations after you. There's something that really has a lot of longevity with it, because ultimately it's very, very beautiful. There's something, again, and that's that Venus energy coming through. There's something very, very beautiful about whatever it is that you guys desire, and that you guys have this talent that's intricately related to. It's so funny, I'm like getting stuck on some of my words here. And if I can just say this, because my guides are saying say it's relevant. It's kind of like, say like with me, I'm dyslexic, but I know that part of my dyslexia actually allows me to be really psychic in this way. And so, you know, that's that sort of like unusualness about whatever this talent is that you've had. And it's almost like we were saying before, like where there's been challenges in the past, or where, you know, you've experienced the opposite in a lifetime or in your ancestral lineage, it's actually, I don't know, it's all part of the process and what makes this talent so powerful and strong. And again, obviously me mixing up with my words, it reminds me about this creative expression. Guys, don't feel like really expressing who it is that you are through this talent, through the signature of how you do something. It's just so important, so, so important. It's this energy, it really is the horse, the free spirit. Like no inhibitions anymore to do with this talent that's linked into this desire. It's really, really important. Okay, then we have, oh wow, karma. Okay, so obviously what did I say? We've already totally talked about karma with the justice card, obviously with the two of voices reversed. So I think just to say again, actually what you could do, guys, I'm actually getting a shamanic journeying that's just coming in. What you guys could do in meditation, obviously you can get a shaman to do it for you, and I will at some point do guided meditations free on YouTube for all this sort of stuff when I get my creative expression going and don't feel inhibited. But anyway, what you can do is you just need to call back soul fragmentations. And what soul fragmentations are is the parts of your soul that have got stuck either in this life or other lifetimes, or even in the ancestral lineage that you're in, to do with when you've actually had let's say a negative or a non-positive experience to do with this talent, and also to do with whatever it is that you're desiring. I feel those two things are intricately linked, obviously. So what you would do with that is you just go into meditation, just breathe, you know, just do the breathing, breathe deeply, slowly, etc. Close your eyes or whatever you want to do. Then what you want to do is, I would actually visualize the gold star above your head, which is your soul star chakra. That's what my guides are telling me to do. So visualize the gold star above your head. It can be anything from a foot to, let's say, a meter above your head. Everybody's is different. When you see that gold star, what you want to do is you want to tell that gold star to call back any lost energy, that you have lost or you have protected yourself from a situation or a memory in this lifetime or previous lifetimes or in any of your ancestral karma, and ask it all to get called back to you. And then either visualize, sense, or see, or just know all of this energy starting to go into the star. And if you can see it, what will happen, I'm being shown by my guides, is this gold star above your head, it's going to start pulsing, and then it's going to rotate. And at the same time, you'll see lots of like different coloured energies coming back into that star. When that star stops pulsing and rotating and it stays still, or if you don't see anything, when you feel like it's all done, then imagine or visualise, I'm hearing like bright white light coming from that gold star all the way into the crown of your head, and then all the way down your spine and into your nerves, into every part of your body, until that white light starts to come out of the pores of your skin. When that white light comes out of the pores of your skin, just breathe it in and breathe it out. Breathe it in and breathe it out a few times until you feel completely rested. Now, what I'm hearing with this is, because obviously it's karma and it's been around for a while, you might need to do that meditation a couple of times a week for a few weeks. You'll feel what is right for you. But this will really, really help you in releasing this talent, in recognizing it within yourself, in others recognizing it within you, and then it being instrumental in creating whatever it is that you're desiring. I feel that really, really strongly. Cool, so now let's see what this card is. Oh, I love them, they're so gorgeous. So this card here says, Melody of Thought, Finding Your Passion. I'm going to read it from the book, but instantly, you know, when I say finding your passion, I think it's two things, or a couple of things for you guys. Finding your voice, finding your signature, like the unique part that is you, and building that into whatever is your talent to create whatever it is that you desire. But anyway, let's just read it from, also orange, feels like lots of orange here, that sacral energy. Again, that passion, that creativity. Sorry about that, somebody was just knocking at my door. And they were being persistent. Again, guys, you just be persistent with this. Be persistent with whatever this is, because it is for you. It is meant for you. But it's also not meant to be like, it's going to come, I don't know, like epically with a big success, or with a lot of happiness, or with a lot of money, or with a lot of, I don't know, love, or whatever it is. It comes in a big load. So, you know, it's just supposed to take time for you to get there, so that you're mature enough to be able to hold that amount of either wealth, health, happiness, love, etc., without rejecting it in some way or pushing it away. But anyway, sorry, let me just find this. Okay, so it says here, Melody of Thought, Finding Your Passion. I'm gonna hold this up for you guys. Okay, so it says, loud negative thoughts often guide us more than the quiet positive ones. Which do you listen to? Tap into the symphony of vibrations that are harmonious and loving, and turn off the volume on those that are not. Connect with the angelic realm and listen to its enchanting messages. They contain confident, optimistic, and balanced guidance. You need only change the frequency you are tuned into so you can hear them loud and clear. The two suns, source energy, strengthen and support your mission here. At this time, it's important that you surround yourself with beauty. Beauty provides strength, joy, and balance. The frequencies given off by beautiful things act as a shield and protect you from that which would throw you off your course. When you expose yourself to beauty, your body responds by relaxing. The beauty I'm talking about can take the form of art, music, dance, architecture, gardens, birds, water, mountains, and so on. When you find yourself needing to rejuvenate, treat yourself to a dose of beauty. Although you have been enjoying a great deal, like the fairy tale, your life has a happy ending. Maybe it is not the ending you are hoping for, but it is what is needed. You will bond with someone or something that will help bring you joy and love. This can be a close friend, a lover, or even an animal, or maybe all of them. Like the horse? No freaking way. You need your freedom, but too much of it can be lonely and shallow. Connect with something greater than yourself. Listen to its unique and captivating message. Look at your life. Are you happy with the direction in which you are headed? How can you enhance and utilize your talents? What would make you happiest? You may not realize it, but you are a strong and forceful person and here to live your passion. When you find it, you are hearing the guidance of the higher self and are working for the highest and best good. Allow it to happen. And then the affirmation is, I tap into the symphony of vibrations that are harmonious and loving and turn off the volume of those that are not. I mean, wow, guys, that just comments on so many things, literally from obviously, you know, obviously what we're saying about negative thoughts and things with your neuroplasticity in your brain, just because of experiences from the past or in your DNA of this not having been a talent, but like, you know, something more that didn't give you, that was a weakness in some way. Obviously it talks about Venus, and we totally talked about Venus and the importance of that. And then I literally cannot even believe it brings in the thing about the horse, and obviously we had the horse here. So potentially listen to that message again, because I think there were so many levels of meaning. In fact, actually I only just realised, yeah, there's the horse there. I didn't recognise it. So you have two horses. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, definitely check out my other pick a card Akashic Record zodiac signs for 2021, and there's also extendeds for those on my website, Abigail Grace Psychic. Also, if you'd like a personal reading from me, I do cards, I do Akashic, I do astrology, channeling, mediumship, all of that sort of stuff. So you can buy that from my website again. And then also obviously check out the other Akashic record that was just the collection of everything that came out about 2021, because you might find that useful. And then also, obviously if we're not in 2021, ignore all of that, depending on when you listen to this reading, because this reading in itself is totally timeless. And then also to do with social medias, I will always be Abigail Grace Psychic. That's how you'll find me. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but there's other social medias coming out that I'm joining because I feel like they're more of the future. And is there anything else? Oh yeah, my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. You might find that useful, particularly to do with the Leo energy. And also I'm getting the Leo highest potential, the Gemini highest potential, and the Aquarius highest potential. And to be honest, even the Capricorn highest potential. So or any of those, see which kind of resonates with you. But other than that, definitely try out that kind of guided meditation or that shamanic journey if you can. If not, just go on YouTube and find a guided meditation for calling back lost parts, or for calling back soul fragmentation, or for calling back lost energy. It will be something like that. And obviously just trust whatever you get called to, because it will be the perfect thing if you have the right intention, which you guys totally do. So cool, thank you for letting me read to you, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Bye. So hi guys, this is for all of you that chose message number 2. So what is the hidden talent? What hidden talent do you need to use to create what you most desire right now? Okay, instantly for this pile, this message, what I'm really getting is, whether you guys know it or not, you guys are highly intelligent, like super cerebral in some way. And it's kind of like the image that I'm seeing is, I'm actually seeing like Einstein's brain with his like left and right hemisphere, and then this massive corpus callosum in the middle that joins basically both the left and the right hemispheres together. I really feel like it's like you guys have that, like, I'm going to say it metaphorically because obviously I can't say to you what's inside your head. I'm not sure how YouTube would feel about me saying that. But the point is, let's just say metaphorically, I can really see that you guys have a massive intellect, and it's very much reminds me of this kind of like Einstein type of talent, where you have a real talent in utilizing both your left and right hemispheres of your brain to process information. And it kind of makes me feel like you guys, whether you know it or not, and this is really interesting, right? Because I'm not saying that all of you have got this talent with science or mathematics or anything like that, because I'm seeing that half of you do. I really feel like this pile is split into two halves. Like half of you have like a real ability with science, technology, computer science, that kind of thing. And it's because of this really incredible networking system between the left and right hemispheres of your brain. And then the other pile of you, I'm seeing that you are very much, you are like, I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know, you're creative, like you are, no, because I also feel like the scientists are creators. Just give me another minute, just give me a second. Okay, it's like I feel like you have this really developed left and right hemispheres of your brain, but you don't apply it through things that are linear in the same way that the other half of this pile does. You apply things in this really intelligent way, in a way that things are abstract. So you might be the people that are really highly intuitive, insanely creative, I don't know, it's like incredibly feeling based in some type of way. So like I feel like this first part here that we talked about with like you know, this very kind of like the scientific, the linear type of process, it feels like you guys, you see patterns in places that other people don't see patterns, but it's the patterns that are essentially, they form this kind of like linear kind of, but at a super high end, but like a linear kind of processing of stuff. So for example, ultimately the way that your mind works, it basically can create systems, it can create protocols, it can like create equations out of the abstract. So you guys can make the abstract and make it logical and simple, whereas this other pile here, I feel like you guys, within things that are almost like logical and simple, you see incredible complexity. And it's because there's almost like this hyper, I don't know, it's like a hyper creative, imaginative type of brain. And then also for some of you, I always find like whenever I get subcategories in a message, there's always a third pile or the third subcategory. And the third subcategory is you guys that have kind of got this combination of both of those two type of energies that I've just described. But either way, it just kind of means that your brain's functioning at a much higher level. And it's not just your brain I'm hearing it's also your nervous system. So I do feel like for some of you guys, you just always want to be mindful of either of anxiety, either mental anxiety or like body feeling anxiety, or obviously a bit of both. And it's just because I feel like you guys, your talent is very much to do with this like wait, let me just say these words and we'll get to the actual word. It's like hypersensitivity to stimulus. It's like hyper awareness with an experience, and it's sort of, I don't know, it's just, it's innovation, essentially. It's innovation. If I had to just do one word, and it's interesting because pile number one, it was more like a story about their talent and a story about how their talent is, whereas with you guys, I just really kind of, you know what, it's innovation. You guys, your talent is ultimately innovation, but it plays itself out in different types of ways, and that really is just like bam. I do also want to say for the people that chose this message as well, like I would check out where either Aquarius or Uranus or what's going off in your 11th and 10th house. I'd have a look at stuff like that. So see what's happening to your planet Uranus, what aspects you have, see what aspects you have to do with the sign Aquarius, and see what aspects you have in your 10th and 11th house. I just feel like there could be something significant and useful for you guys to do that, because you just feel, and also if you're a guy, check to see if you have Mars in Aquarius, and if you're a female, check to see if you have Venus in Aquarius, because there's this kind of like real maverick energy. And also you might also have Mercury in Aquarius in some way, or Mercury in the 11th house, because you guys have got this real, it's just, you're innovators, you're absolutely innovators. But anyway, let's get more information so you can work with this. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, wow, I'm getting a very different spread to what I've ever been shown before. That's cool, I like it. Already, this is your energy, guys. Like, you are you're rule breakers or you're rule makers or you're both together. But the point is, it's you that creates these structures going forward. And if whatever it is that you're desiring, you've definitely got to create the rules to how you get this desire, to create the rules to what is this desire. That's just really, really important. Or break the rules and how you would go about getting that desire. So again, don't follow, to do with what is the usual process to how you would create whatever is your desire. It's about you guys in some way disregarding that, because this won't work for you guys, is what I can feel. It will not work for you guys, because essentially you have a very, very different energy field. It is like the energy field of more like a Tesla type of energy field. It's like an Einstein type of energy field. But it's kind of also like, and I'm just seeing the vision of this woman, and I can't think. She was like, she's passed away now. She was an artist, and she almost had like a monobrow, really dark hair, kind of Spanish looking, had a monobrow, and somebody, Salma Hayek, played her in a film. I really can't think who that artist is because I don't know, I'm just seeing a vision of her. It's like you're that sort of energy as well. There's something that is, it's out of box, or at least your talent, the hidden talent that either currently you're not aware of or you're currently not expressing. It's avant-garde. It's avant-garde. You know, it really is out of the box. I'm excited about this, and my guys are showing me to pull a different card actually as well than the other pile, and actually to pull it and look at it before I even look at your tarot. I love this. This is just telling me everything you need to do to get what you desire is it's not even about being flexible. It's like you just got to go with the impulses of your kind of, it's getting into the flow state with your mind. I feel like as well, whatever this real talent is, or however this innovation works itself out in your life, it happens absolutely when you get in a flow state to do with your mind. It's like intuitive thinking. But at the same time, it's really interesting because although it's intuitive thinking, it is about reason, and it is about logic. It's about finding patterns in something, either finding patterns in stuff which simplifies stuff, or in stuff that's too simplified, finding a more complex pattern. It's kind of that kind of energy. I have to say, I can feel this energy of like real excitement, of kind of like real kind of like, I don't know, you know when you get an idea and you just want to go with the idea, and then you tell other people and they love the idea, and then they're really supportive of the idea, and then they come in with ideas. You guys remind me of that energy. So it's very kind of, your talent will thrive in a group type of scenario totally as well. And whatever it is that you're desiring, no matter how unusual it could be, so obviously it could be anything from I'll go for the common ones, like being a parent, earning more money, having your own business, doing your life purpose, having a creative project, being healthier, whatever it is. I just feel like you're going to create that desire as well by sharing your talent with a group, and you'll know when it's the right group, because the right group will not only be enthusiastic and genuinely enthusiastic about your talent, but they will also somehow bring you either additional information, resources, or guidance which helps you strengthen your talent. And I feel like that's really important. I'm hearing that we don't read reversals for you guys as well, so let's have a look. Oh, nice. So we open the reading with the Fool again. The Fool is either just getting innovator again. It's doing things completely fresh in a completely new way. Oh wow, another major arcana. So then we have the Hierophant. Okay, so this feels like your talent and whatever it is your desire. You actually have a soul contract with your talent, and you have a soul contract with whatever it is that you're really desiring to create right now. Oh no friggin' way. And then we have another major arcana. Okay, so then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, so you know when you start whatever is this talent, and bear in mind I'm saying it's innovation, but innovation in a certain way, in a certain area of your life, in a certain way that you do something, in a certain way that you think about something. So if it's to do with relationship, it's about doing relationship in a different way to the status quo. If it's to do with like having more money, it's to do with creating more money or having more money in a more niche type of way. If it's to do with happiness, again, it's about going about happiness in a completely different way. But I do feel like whatever this is, I felt like pile one was going to definitely create what it was that they desired, but they're on a different type of journey, right? Once again, I feel like you guys are definitely going to create what it is that you desire. But interestingly, I feel like you guys have more of a choice, because depending on what you do or don't do with this hidden talent that you have, and I feel it's something about you being very free with whatever is this talent that you have. So you know how you're innovative? It's about being, again, I'm getting Tesla coming in, because I know that Tesla was the guy that basically worked out how to, I think it's something like create electricity for free, and he was happy to give it all for free, right? It's that type of energy. But obviously for Tesla, this didn't particularly work out so well in the end, right? So again, even though you're on this vibration of kind of like this Tesla, this kind of maverick energy to do with your innovations, I do feel like it's about doing it differently to the way people that are usually very unique and very maverick do stuff. Because I do feel with the Wheel of Fortune upright, it's about you doing something in a different way, which actually, it gives you either emotional stability or physical stability. And I just kind of really kind of feel like that. But anyway, sorry, let's just turn around. So much is coming out with you guys already. No friggin' way. Can we get any more major arcanas? So now we have the Magician. No way. I mean, you guys saw me like shuffle these. Whatever is your hidden talent and whatever it is you desire, this is pivotal for you right now whenever you listen to this reading, is what I do know. Because now we get the Tower. I love this one of the Tower. So beautiful. Now, if this is another major arcana, I'm just going to be like, what the... Basically. It's another major arcana. And now we have the High Priestess. Wow, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana. You saw me shuffle them from 2 different decks. Okay, and under here we have skill. I'm really getting the words quantum. I'm getting the words quantum leaping, quantum physics, like, I don't know, it's something about how you create what it is that you desire through your talent. It really, really involves you literally transcending space and time as how we know it as human beings. And I think it's really, really about understanding the true power of your mind. I think your mind, for you guys, it is so important. But anyway, let me just read what it says here. It says, expressing your highest nature through your work is sometimes easiest when work is not exactly as you wish it to be. There are hidden gifts within friction. Therein lies the secret way to a graceful life. You are not what you do. Your work is a higher mirror, providing a reflection from which to learn in your evolutionary process. Then work becomes a higher skill, and you begin to fine-tune not only your physical self but your spirit. A Zen garden expresses the essence of life and a highly perfected skill. Come to the inner truth that produces true skill. Wow. South as well. I'm just seeing this as like shamanic stuff, and this south is always the snake, the serpent. And you know, it feels like whatever is your hidden gift, to do with whatever it is that you're desiring to create, it is so powerful. And you know what, to be honest, it's almost, not quite, but it is almost overwhelmingly powerful. So first of all, I think you all have to give yourselves like show yourselves compassion, because whatever is this talent, it's so unique in the way that you create order out of disorder that I don't know, I'm not even really making sense here, because it's kind of like, okay, this is the thing, my guides are saying this to me, let me just tell you. So in shamanic astrology, and by the way, I really don't major in that, I just know little bits and what my guides are telling me. In shamanic astrology, and it's interesting because we mentioned, check out to see if you have Mars in Aquarius if you're a man, or Venus in Aquarius if you're a female. But essentially it's this idea that whenever somebody has a lot of planets in Aquarius, and definitely to do with Mars and Venus, depending on obviously what gender they incarnated as, it's like, it's such a higher level of conscious awareness that it takes either a lot of intellect, a lot of maturity, or a lot of groundedness to be able to truly work with that energy in a productive way. So again, it's interesting, Pile 1 had this thing about maturity, right? Maturing with their energy. Only yours is maturing again, but it's in a very different place, because I'm also hearing for some of you guys will be a lot younger. Some of you guys will be older than 30. Some of you guys will be a lot younger than 30. And the thing is, you're all actually at this same point, because it's all about how you vibrate to do with this current reality and how fast that frequency of vibration is. And the older you are, so let's say if you're like 35 and older, you've naturally come into this world at it's really bizarre, it's like you've incarnated with a really high frequency, but because the frequency of the earth was not as fast as your frequency, it's created a lot of stagnation in areas where you have this true maverick unique gift. It's almost like being born before your time. It's that type of energy. If you're like a lot younger, you're closer to the energy that you need to be to create your talent, just because by the time you got born, the earth was vibrating a little bit faster, and that was closer to your high vibration. What I can just say in general, babies that are born now that also hold the energy that you guys have. So if any of you guys have kids, or you're going to have kids in the near future, and particularly you guys that have kids when Pluto is in Aquarius, which is in 2024, your kids are definitely going to have this. They're going to have the energy that you have, this real maverick, out-of-box thinking, this highly developed nervous system, and the way that your brain works between left and right hemispheres with the corpus callosum in the middle. They'll be really highly developed, and the energy will work for them because the earth will also be rising to that frequency. And so from now, when I've recorded this video anyway, we're going into this more Aquarius type of energy. So the point is, opportunities can start to come in for you now that can allow you to express this real genius, basically. Like, this is the other thing about your hidden talent. Not only is it about innovation, but it's about very much like, you are geniuses in a certain area of your life, but it's in a really specific, super specific area of your life that I don't know if all of you will actually be aware of just yet. But I do truly believe that by you listening to this reading, it's gonna naturally, events will happen after this reading that will actually help you unlock, so you know exactly the specificity, fuck, I got to say, like the specificness of your geniusness, because it feels like it's such a blend of almost two opposing, or not opposing, but two different types of energies coming together to create this third thing, which is so very different. I mean, without a doubt, with this and this, I mean, to be honest, just off of these cards, I just need to, it's almost like I need to pick them all up together. So with the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Tower, I mean, I truly feel that you guys are, you've got to pay attention to those ideas that come out of nowhere. You've really got to pay attention to them. But you know what? You've also got to ground them into physical reality in some way, whether it's you sharing that with another person, writing it down, but more than just some form of communication of the idea, you've got to take some physical action to do with it in whatever way that might be, because this energy is fast, it's potent, but it's like a lightning bolt, a bit like this with the lightning. You know, as soon as it's come, it's almost gone. And that's the thing about the genius type of energy. It's almost such a fast frequency that when it comes in, if you don't work with it then and there, it almost like disintegrates as quickly as it came in. And I think that's something else you need to be aware about, whatever this talent is for you. It's, you know, you've got to have, I don't know why, I keep like, I think obviously the image, it keeps like seeing like Mother Mary, and I'm seeing like Jesus, and I'm seeing like miracle energy basically. I'm also seeing something as well to do with like ancient Egypt and the Egyptians, and I don't know, something about pyramids at night time with the stars and the moon in certain alignments, and kind of like, I don't know, kind of secret dimensions. I'm really getting that kind of energy to whatever this is. But at the same point, with this Mother Mary coming through and Jesus, I don't know, you guys have got, a huge part of your brain that's also designated to compassion. And it's something about that compassion energy that you guys have, combined with this incredible intellect, which even in itself is an incredible talent. But I do want to say this one thing that's coming through really strong about the talent is, I do feel you guys, the potential booby trap with this I'm hearing is a lack of faith in yourself, a lack of faith in humanity, and a lack of faith in life and the universe in some way. I feel like because the way that you see things is such on a higher frequency, some of what you see in the world, or the way you see people interacting, I feel like on a really deep internal level that maybe not all of you are aware of, I feel like it's painful to you in some way. And I think it can give you a feeling of like sorrow and almost like, not a helplessness, because I just want to say I do not, and I repeat, I do not feel victim energy with this pile at all, but it's just genuine raw sadness in the heart, like grief in the lungs. My guys are like showing me the lungs and grief, and I know in Chinese medicine grief is held in the lungs. It's like, I think you guys have got some grief to do with, I think not being accepted in some kind of way, or not being like truly acknowledged for this unique, incredible part of yourself. And it was funny, pile one was very much something about being recognised, but yours is like more acknowledgement, and it's a very, very different type of feeling that I'm getting with it. But also what my guys do, just want to tell you instantly, is they're also giving me like a little shamanic guided meditation thing that you can do for yourselves if you if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, basically this is what it is on an energetic level, you guys are currently in this moment holding almost like unconscious sadness of grief in your lungs. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can go to an acupuncture and ask them to work with that. That can work. I know we're on lockdown, it's difficult. But probably what the best thing that you could do is, on an energetic basis, you can get a moonstone. Moonstone will really help take grief out of the lungs. So you can have a moonstone and just kind of like tape it onto your chest at night. Like just put a tiny moonstone on your chest, and then just put a bit of tape or whatever, so to keep it there, and have the intention that ask that moonstone to kind of draw, just to nurturingly and lovingly and softly draw out that grief from your lungs. Also, salt baths will help to just clear your energy field to do with grief. And the other thing is as well, I feel like, wait, let me just feel into which chakra it's in. You know, it's in your throat chakra. There's something in your throat chakra that's a little bit blocked, but it's blocked because of grief, because of sadness. It's kind of like the feeling of somebody having retreated into themselves, because because you know what, they had a moment, and I feel like for some of you this can be past lives, what I'm just about to talk about. For some of you I feel like it's happened in your childhood, and for some of you I don't think it's happened to you, but it's happened to an ancestor in your lineage, and that has then jumped into you and it's expressed itself in your DNA without you actually having an actual experience of this. But what I'm kind of really getting is, and what the High Priestess is really like saying to me is, you guys have had some kind of experience where you expressed your genius insight, and for whatever reason it was either laughed at, it was shamed, it was shunned, something like that. And like I say, it could be childhood, it could be past life, or it could even be just another ancestor had the experience and now you've kind of adopted and activated that DNA within you. But that experience of being mocked, shamed, laughed at, disregarded, rebuked in some way, when you've expressed this kind of genius part of yourself, it's actually shut it away, because it's a vulnerable, beautiful part, and also because you guys are full of natural compassion. It's kind of like you've gone into hermit mode and protection mode to do with whatever this unique ability and talent is, and to do with what it is that you're then desiring to create. So basically what my guides are saying that you do is, obviously the moonstone would work, the salt baths will help, but the really powerful thing will just be go into meditation and close your eyes, a few deep breaths, really relax yourself. And then what you need to do is either a couple of things. One, so it depends on how you guys work. One, ask your consciousness, your soul, your spirit guides, whatever, to show you the incident to do with when you were expressing a genius energy and it was rebuked in some way. See that situation. If you can see that situation, then what you want to do is, let me just hear from my guides. So you want to be supportive to that part of yourself. So come in as somebody that you really respect, or as yourself in a higher version of yourself, and support that wounded part of yourself by sticking up for that part of yourself. So whoever is basically being the naysayers or whatever, just basically really putting them in their place and really backing up and supporting this younger part of yourself, or this part of yourself in a past life. Because it's really interesting, you guys have got such, like I explained, a real group energy. Like, it's really important that you are in a group. It's really important that you're in a group, but I don't know, I feel like something did happen that has almost shamed you in that environment, either in a family group or a friendship group or a work group or something like that, past life, this life, whatever, or an ancestor's had it. And it's actually almost like, again, put you into hermit mode, put you in protection mode, to do with this beautiful talent that you have, and you need that talent to create what it is that you really desire in this moment. So to heal it, you just need to go back, stick up for yourself in that place. If you can't do that thing of going back and visualizing yourself and sticking up for yourself in that place in front of a group, what you just need to do is you need to do something like work with colors. So visualize or feel into your body that real feeling of like either shame or grief or loss or rejection or something like that. See what color it is. So it might be, I don't know, I'm just going to use an example. It's totally not you, it's just an example. So I'm seeing the color black, right? And then you'll be like, okay, so where is that energy held in my body? And so you would look to see where you see that black energy in your body. Say, for example, I'm seeing it in the lungs, right? So then what you would want to do is you want to take some really deep breaths in and out and in and out, and you want to visualize that stuck dark energy, wherever it is, coming out of both of the soles of your feet and into the earth. And the earth, Pachamama, Lady Gaia, will take that energy from you and turn it into manure and allow it to create some of the beauty in life somewhere, right? Now you continue breathing it out of your soles of your feet until you see white energy coming out of the soles of your feet. Then when you see white energy coming out of the soles of your feet, you need to think, what is the colour of... I'm getting this like, this is the exact words, collective embracement of appreciation for uniqueness. So collective embracement of appreciation of uniqueness. Visualize whatever color that could be. So for me, I'm a different energy to you, but for me, I'm like, oh, I'm seeing bright pink. So then what I would do is I'd see the planet Earth sending out loads of this pink energy to me, and then I'll breathe it in and see it filling up my lungs, and then I'll breathe it out and share it with the earth, and then I'll breathe it in, see it fill it up my lungs, and I'll breathe it out and see it sharing with the earth. And then I'll do that enough times until I feel like it's done, basically. And then what I'm hearing is you would need to do that process again. I'm hearing 3 times a week for 6 weeks. You don't have to do it very long. It can be like a 3-minute process. You know what I mean? You could do it on the way to work. Well, obviously, we're not on the way to work at the moment, but it could be whenever you listen to this video because it's timeless. But essentially, just do it like that. And like I say, for 6 weeks, 3 times a week, really quick. You could be in the sun, you could be cooking, you could be in a bath, you could be in a shower, it really doesn't matter. And choose the unique colours that make sense to you. The whole process can literally take 3 minutes, it doesn't have to be long. And you'll find that after 6 weeks of doing that, it will really help to, I'm hearing like liberate your energy. And I'm really hearing that it's really going to give you a lot of confidence. Because it's really important that you get back into this energy of the kind of like the magician, but at the same time the fool. And I have to say to you, I always think there's something really magical about this combination. The Fool, the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune. I even have it as symbology as one of my tattoos. Because to me, it really is the expression of completely doing whatever it is you're here to do in this earth, in this world, in this dimension, in this reality right now. And it's something that will ultimately bring you so much happiness, success, love and joy, and wealth, right? It's getting into that state. But I will actually say, I do feel like you guys are going to have some kind of breakthrough over the next couple of weeks to the next couple of months to do with whatever this is. Because it feels to me like there's still a breakthrough that's required to do with this. And again, like I said earlier on in this reading, I feel like with you guys just listening to this reading, you will start to, I don't know, kind of get nudges from the cosmos, from life, from other people to do with this hidden talent, to do with how to express it, etc., etc. And it does really feel like a lot of this as well is about some form of confidence too. I really feel like it's something about confidence and it's something about faith. But I don't mean faith in terms of necessarily a religion. I just mean faith in you, faith in life. But it really kind of feels like faith in yourself, like trusting yourself feels really, really big. And so it wouldn't surprise me if quite a few of you actually, if you're really honest with yourself, are not always that trusting of other people or just humanity in general, let's say. It's that kind of energy. And I do really feel there is some kind of like hermity type vibe that can go off with you guys with these 2 cards, like the way that they're showing themselves to me. But I'm really, really getting as well that, I don't know, like going forward, and in order for you to create what you desire through your hidden talent, you have to you've got to feel safe to be your unique, maverick, unusual self. It's really, really important. Now, also one other thing that I think you need to be mindful of that my guides are just coming in with is you want to be mindful that you don't, one way that you guys might sometimes find that you do this, or it might be something that you might do in the future, but I'm just telling you now because it won't work, which is, what won't work is to suddenly be overly confrontational about your genius type of energy, or about being rebellious to do with some kind of status quo. That's not gonna work for you, because again, you know, these images that I'm like seeing of like Einstein, Tesla, etc. It wasn't about rebelling to people or society. It was more like rebelling against limited constructs of thinking within how we perceive reality. And there's something about that I just think is really relevant and important for you guys. So, because your hidden talent as well, it's got a real softness to it, because it's got this real compassionate element to it as well, that's really, really important for you to work with. And what I'm also being shown is that because it's this, you know, your main talent is this innovation, it's this kind of genius type of energy, that means that you're working very directly with the cosmos, with the universe, and to be honest guys, with the Akashic Records. You guys, whether you know it or not, are very much connected into the Akashic Records, and it's what can give you this genius maverick type of energy, because it's how you can download information from the Akashic Records, even though you maybe don't even know that you're doing it. But anyway, in order to be able to do that most effectively, almost like the more compassionate your energy field is, the softer and the more the more, I don't know, it's almost like the bigger your aura is. When you guys get compassionate, your guys' aura expands and it gets so much softer, and it allows higher vibrational consciousness beings and ideas to like basically penetrate your aura into your nervous system, brain, left hemisphere, right hemisphere, corpus callosum, etc. So I feel like this compassion thing is really, really important. And that's why it's, again, really, really important to work with this thing of removing any kind of like grief or feelings of not fitting in or isolation from your energy field. I feel that's really, really important to do with this talent coming out more and more and more. Because it's almost like if you're an animal, like I'm seeing it as, I don't know, it's something almost like a caterpillar and a butterfly, and actually there's loads of butterflies here. Oh wait, and there's one on here, there's two butterflies on there as well. Don't know if you can see them, there and there. But it's because why it is that I'm feeling that if your energy was, it would be a butterfly and a caterpillar, because you kind of do something incredible, which is like, it's not, let's forget transformation, because I'm not talking about transformation. I'm talking about whatever the hell goes off in the DNA of a caterpillar to turn it from a caterpillar into a butterfly is, I don't even think, does science even know how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly? I mean, I really don't know, but I feel like we don't fully understand it on any level. And I just feel like this is this sort of thing that you have. I feel like your DNA, that's another real hidden talent that you guys probably don't know that you have, because it's super friggin' abstract at this point. But like, your DNA is incredibly, it's not that it's malleable, but it's incredibly, it's not flexible. Wait, sorry, I'm just trying to get the word, because I'm just seeing images. And basically what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing your DNA almost be able to become DNA and then quickly turn into something else and then come into a different format with its DNA. I suppose your DNA is highly impressionable and it's highly adaptable and it's not limited. I feel like your DNA is really unlimited. And obviously I'm talking about this metaphorically. And I also really feel like you guys have got your 12 chakras activated, whether you know it or not. But yeah, I feel like you have this ability to be incredibly, I don't know, it's not even, it's beyond perception. You see, this is where it's quite hard to get words. I feel like all of the ways that I'm describing stuff for you is, think what I'm saying and then times it by 10. Like, because there isn't a word for some of this stuff that I'm seeing and I'm feeling to do with your energy, your hidden talent, and how that can help you create what you want. So I suppose, even though I've not got words for all of this, like, if the one thing you just really need to know about this hidden talent is, like, I would say that you guys are special. You're really special in different types of ways, but you're also, I know everybody is special, right? But you're special as a human being, in terms of, like, if an alien species was to look at all of us human beings, I feel like you guys, they would actually identify as being, I don't know, like, special, basically. They put you in a slightly different category to a lot of other human beings. I know that sounds a really weird thing to say, but it's just literally what's coming out of this reading. And I think a lot of it is just you guys really appreciating that you guys are special. And I think it's also you guys appreciating that if other people don't appreciate you, that's nothing to do with you. It's just that you're probably working on very, very different vibrational levels. And so it's almost like, maybe what you say to them is almost like a blind spot for them. It's something that's they cannot perceive, that's unperceivable in some way. But that doesn't mean that what you're saying is wrong. And I think that's something you guys probably really need to think about, to do with this hidden talent of yours and how it creates your desire. Is it's the past, it's past childhood, or it's a past life, or it's one of your ancestors in the past where, you know, they've been thought to be wrong in some way, when actually they weren't just right, they were like decades, light years ahead of everybody else and right. And I think that's just something for you to really kind of like build some kind of incredible confidence in and assertiveness in. And actually, you know what, sometimes if a lot of people don't get what it is that you're doing, actually take that as positive. However, what I'm also hearing is, in order for this talent to either be able to create your desire, whatever it is, if it's a relationship, family, money, business, job, creative project, health, whatever it is, once you feel more at peace with how special you are and how your mind is almost like working on a different frequency to most human beings, then you will start relaxing. Then your energy field will become bigger. Then your heart will be softer and more open. And then whatever it is that you desire will come to you. And it really, really just feel like that. It's all about you feeling safe and open and feeling it's a real positive to be special and to almost be so unique and different. And when you really truly get that, that's when whatever it is that you desire really comes into you. But you know what, I feel like you're going to have to sort of like work on some of your... I actually think energy work will do it. I think some visualizations, I would say go on YouTube, find some guided meditations about maybe shamanic journeying, about like changing the energy that's moving through your brain and like using neuroplasticity to strengthen the neurons to do with you recognizing that you are special and you are different, and that is perfect and that is awesome and that is you and your highest potential. There's something about you strengthening those kind of neurons within your brain, and also like the neurons that are energy within your auric field, which is so important for you creating what it is that you want. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting so I can go on and on and on. Let me just pull a few more oracle. I do feel as well there's something that's almost quite about your mind and your intellect, but also just your creativity, right? Because I'm seeing intellect not just as like reading and writing and maths. I'm also seeing it in terms of creativity, in terms of visualizing, in terms of perception, conception of stuff. You know what I mean? It's all of that kind of thing. I feel that... Don't know, I've just lost my train of thought now. Sorry about that. Where's that just gone? 1 second, it'll come back. No, that's totally and utterly gone. Oh wow, that's just popped out, the sun. I actually feel, I didn't pull one of these for the other card as well, but I do feel like we need one of these. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why that whatever I was going to say has just literally disappeared out of my mind. These ones, I totally love the pictures. I love the words, so I'll pull it out and I'll read it at the end of the reading. So we're just going to put that there. Right, let's just have a look. So we've got the sun. I don't know why, but I'm just getting, it's really important for you to be manifesting with visualization. And visualization, just to do with something about changing the energy, to do with how your brain perceives being original, being special, being a genius, thinking outside of the box. That will really help you. Because I also do feel like some of you will go through you'll go through a thing of like, almost like feeling superior to then feeling completely inferior. I feel like you guys are working with that, and that's something that you guys will be harmonizing, and that's partly what will lead to the real breakthrough with whatever we talked about to do with this. So look at some guided meditations to do with anything about that. It's just healing almost the dichotomy, or like the energy frequency of, it's the same energy but it's just at different extremes of like feeling superior to feeling inferior. Something to do with that. Okay, then we have squirrel, spiritual maintenance, be your own caretaker, limbo. I love these cards, I think they're really cool. I also know I need to read that intuitively as well, so just give me 1 second. And then we have this one here. Oh wow, I love it. Walt Disney. So it says, is he cute? Does he sing? That's the way you make cha-ching. Pull at heartstrings, hold the purse strings. The happiest place on earth charges admission. Wow. Okay, I'm actually going to channel into Walt Disney for you guys, I feel. Okay, but anyway, let me just go with this. So, yeah, I really think this is really important. It's you, the sun is really telling me, the sun card here is really telling me that you need to become really, really aware of where you feel superior and inferior and blend that together so you're literally at the midpoint, so that you're a healthy balance of both, so that neither inferior nor superior kicks off within how you feel about stuff. But I also want you to know it's totally and utterly understandable that you feel that way because of like that energy of what I've described about you expressing your genius in some way and then it being rebuked in some way because other people feel insecure around your geniusness, or they feel jealous around your geniusness. And like I say, it might be this life, past life, or it could just be an ancestor within your ancestral lineage that's passed it on. So, but I also want to say here, 53, it adds up to 8, and I do feel like there'll be this real breakthrough and there will be this kind of real reward once you balance that dichotomy within you. And it will bring to you whatever is this desire as well. Spiritual maintenance. I just feel like what I'm really getting here is something a little bit different. So obviously I read these intuitively, so that's what I'm going to go with. What I'm kind of really hearing is, you know, like squirrels like hide things away. And they often take way friggin' more than what they need because they just, you know, I always feel this vibration of squirrels. Obviously they're amazing, but on one of the parts of them as a species that needs to heal is they just don't ever think that there is enough. They never think that there is enough. And I think there's a twofold message coming out for me here. I think one, it's really important. Do not hide away. Do not squirrel away your genius way of looking at things, and find a new way to feel comfortable with other people not understanding you. The more you get comfortable with other people not understanding you, the more you will attract people to you that do understand you. And then the other message is this thing about not enough. And actually, interestingly, I'm hearing that on a much, much deeper level, it's not even so much that you feel like you never have enough. I feel like it's somehow related into how you perceive humanity. And I feel like, again, this comes down to this grief and this sorrow. On some really, really deep level, I feel like it pains you to see people be almost like greedy in some way, or like taking and not giving. I think that's something that you guys on a soul level find really, really difficult. And I need to just say this, because this is literally what all of your guides are saying to me in unison. Like a spokesperson guide's coming up to tell my guides, this is what all your guides are thinking is, you know, this amazing, special, unique geniusness part of you, you will never ever be a taker. You cannot possibly be a taker. You guys are total givers. So don't ever worry that in some way you're going to be gobbling attention, gobbling limelight, imposing on somebody's energy, like, I don't know, overtaking somebody's energy. You'll never ever do that. You will never ever do that. You're not like that. And again, I just think it's really important that you understand that, because when you relax to do with that kind of thing, relaxing about realizing that I don't know, it's something about, sorry, I'm getting a few things coming through here, that you guys might have also had some experiences, or if you guys haven't personally, again, past life or an ancestor in your ancestral lineage, just had experiences where they've, you know, you've given so much, they've given so much, and it's totally been ignored. And they've tried again, they've tried to give so much, but it's literally been ignored. And it's been ignored because of some kind of like greed on the other party. And again, this is where I'm getting that Tesla energy again, of like Tesla really working out how to create free energy. And then obviously because of the greed of, I really don't know who, to be fair, but this is just what I'm getting. Because of the greed of another party, it meant that what Tesla wanted to give as a gift to humanity, was then actually turned into something where ultimately somebody made a massive gain and took from humanity. And you just need to know that is not you, that is never you. And actually, if you really want humanity to move in this different direction, it's so important that you allow that part of yourself to give, and to not worry about other people's greed. But also the other message that I'm also getting, there's quite a few with this one, is also know that you don't ever take, but you receive. And it's okay for you to receive as much as you want and as much as life wants to give you, because it's not the same energy as taking. You could receive millions of pounds or dollars. You could receive a house. You could receive the best love. You could receive the best health. And that is awesome. And just allow yourself to receive it, because you're not taking, you're receiving. And you're receiving because you give so much. So that's a massive message, I feel, with that one. Now, limbo. I feel like these two are the same. Let me just feel into it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, Walt Disney wants to say that, sorry, it's something about him going when he went bankrupt. Just give me 1 second. Okay, basically, what Walt Disney wants to tell you is that sometimes when you're very innovative, when you have really strong visions, it takes time. It takes time to manifest that vision into physical reality. And it's really, really important that you don't get downhearted when things seem to be stagnant, be in limbo, when things don't seem to be going where you want, or things even seem to be going in the opposite direction. It's like really keeping that faith. We get the faith card a lot with that one there as well. It's really, really keeping that faith within you and your vision, and that you just carry on innovating. And Walt Disney is also saying as well that he could never ever have created anything about what he created without the collaboration of other people that believed in his core values. I'm hearing that that was really, really important to Walt Disney. And I'm hearing that Walt Disney just never ever gave up. And no matter how many no's he got, he could respond with a playful, light-hearted curiosity and just keep going. And there's something about that that's really important to do with your talent and to do with whatever it is that you desire right now. But also Walt Disney is really saying that he did actually believe in this thing of like, and ultimately deep down in his heart, for where he says he was at, to do with the frequency of the earth and the frequency of what he could vibrate at. Because remember, this was a while ago now, right? He really did believe, even though he couldn't have verbalized those words at the time of like a give, receive, share and grow. He believed that he could give, but he believed that he should receive back from that. And he believed that like by bringing many people together to collaborate something, so sharing an idea and sharing a project with many different people, you could grow something infinitely bigger than even what his imagination was. But Walt Disney also just want to say that at times, I don't know that I'm getting the word ruthlessness, but I'm hearing like persistence was absolutely key. And it's almost like, I don't know, it's bringing this playful type of energy into stuff. And it's really connecting with people on a heart level is really, really important. And Walt Disney wants you to know, because you're really compassionate, but sometimes you've shut down that compassion due to different reasons as we've described, it's you being compassionate that actually allows you to understand what the people want, or what the person wants, or what the job wants, or what your body needs. You being compassionate, you get the connection to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And when you get the connection to do with whatever it is that you desire and want to manifest, then you'll know what it is that you need to do to create whatever it is you desire or want to manifest. And then it's just about you following that advice persistently and not slogging away at it, but finding playful ways to make it light-hearted and feel a lot lighter than what it actually might feel. I love that. Again, sorry, Walt Disney is just really saying, I don't know what this is, because we kind of got it as well when I said it earlier on. It is really important that you are in a community. I don't know what this is. You just, it's so important that you are not hermited. You must be in a community, and in a community that respects and values you. And like I say, this community will not just respect and value you, but they will somehow bring you additional insights, guidance, or resources to help you further with your talent, with your life purpose. This is really important. Anyway, cool. Now we will go into this. I totally love these cards. They're so cool. So this one says here, looping, cycle of life and death, honor, bless, and release the past. That sounds a little bit like whatever I was saying was the scenario that I feel has kept you guys with a bit of grief in your lungs. Let me just read this from the book though. So here we go. Sorry, it just takes me a little while. Okay, let me see if I can hold this up because they're so pretty. Yeah, okay. So it says here, reincarnation leaves an energetic signature, but it is the here and now that is important. Past deeds do not affect us. Oh, sorry, past deeds do affect us, but only if we refuse to learn from them and give them unnecessary attention. That which has gone before must be honoured, blessed, and released. You need to face what is keeping you from loving yourself unconditionally. Identify behaviours that diminish your self-confidence and personal power and see them for what they are, an illusion, a manufactured construct created to keep you from walking up or waking up to your own truth. Once you know how to tap into and strengthen this wisdom, you can survive anything. Remember to allow yourself to do what you came here to do in this life. Crocodile teaches you how to be a successful, gentle, caring person in a harsh, seemingly cruel world. Like the ferocious crocodile who gently nestles and carries its baby in its mouth, we too need to remember to be sensitive and caring to our family and friends. When the scarab appears in your life, it is time to understand that the drama you are in is temporary. Remove yourself from it by focusing on the heart chakra and sending love to all involved. Be centered and allow others to feel your balance. Know that you will experience closure and will move on to the next adventure with friends, a romantic connection, and/or a family. It is important that you understand that when life seems like a struggle, it is just one loop of a cycle. If you are patient and understanding, you will prevail. It says here, the affirmation is, I forgive and release old beliefs and habits that keep me locked in an infinite cycle of illusion. It's really interesting as well. I kind of feel like that's kind of what Walt Disney was saying. The bit that said, if you are patient and understanding, you will prevail. I do think there is this kind of thing about, I don't know, keeping going, because I know Walt Disney at some point actually went bankrupt. And again, it's like, it's not allowing status quo to dictate how you should be feeling about something, including yourself and your own life, because you are, like I say, unique, you're special. An alien species would look at you and definitely think that you didn't fit into the mold of sort of many other humans, and that is part of your talent. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that reading. I really enjoyed reading for you, and also so freaking powerful to have every single tarot card coming out as a major arcana. This is massive. So also, if you're, obviously if you want to know any more, if you want to maybe know a bit more to do with your birth chart or anything like that, you want to go into some more detail with this reading, then obviously I can do personal readings as well. You can just find me on my website on abigailgracepsychic.com. Equally as though, you might also find you'll get a lot of insight by, if you're watching this video in 2021, it's obviously timeless throughout all of reality, or whatever you want to say, whatever year. But if you're watching this in 2021, you might find going to your zodiac sign for my 2021 Akashic Record Readings, pick a cards, you might find that will give you further insight to do with whatever this might be. Look to either your sun, moon or rising sign. And you might just get pulled to Aquarius anyway, because I just get a lot of that type of energy in some way. Because Aquarius, even if it's not in your natal chart, it might be like significant in your solar return or progress chart right now. So consider all of those kind of things. But anyway, go there, and then you can also, if you like the reading, there are extended readings to buy on my website. Also my other YouTube channel, Abigail Grace Psychic, no sorry, Abby, no it's not, sorry, it's See It Like a Psychic, and I just post lots of different information and videos there. The one that I think makes sense again for you guys is the highest potential of the Aquarius archetype, because I really feel this vibration within you guys. And then also you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and any other social media, because I'm joining a lot more now, because I really feel like things will really change with who are the top social medias within the next couple of years. But I'll always be on there, Abigail Grace Psychic, so you can find me there. And also the one other thing is, if you want to just check out my Akashic Record, just overall insights for 2021, you might find that useful too. But anyway, I really enjoyed reading for you. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I just, I don't know, I'd love to hear what you thought about it all, because original thinking is amazing. Original sentient beings, I friggin' love it. I can't get enough of it. So yeah, definitely leave some comments below. But anyway, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and hopefully I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 3 for what hidden talent do you need to use to create what you most desire right now. Okay, so you know what the thing is, I literally just touched this stone, and obviously before I even turned the camera on, it was just like bang, this is your hidden talent. And obviously we're going to go in way more detail so it'll make more sense and how you can use it. But what I massively instantly got was, you guys, your hidden talent, and it's really unusual, is your hidden talent is your memories, and the way that you use memories to basically set your vibration to create what you want and to get what you want. There's something about how you process memories, and some of you are also doing it in your dreams. You're working with like memories in your dreams, whether you remember it or not. But the power of your mind in kind of like it's also like almost like in a photographic way as well. Like the way that your mind processes what has happened is like this crazy talent that you can utilize to basically maximize the creation of whatever you really desire right now. And I feel this so strongly. So I'm also really getting as well, it's kind of like I feel like you guys have this really incredible talent where you can okay, so the talent also comes in to do with your nervous system as well. And it's interesting because Pile 2 had something a bit about the nervous system, but this is a very different way. But like, you guys have this real talent with your nervous system to do with you guys can generate, like basically, I don't know, wait, just give me 1 second. You guys can actually generate memories that haven't even happened, and they become so powerful that they program what comes into your reality and how you create with your reality. And I feel like what I'm really saying as well here is like, one of the great talents that you really have is to basically almost use like a combination of a creative visualization and also working with your dreams at nighttime to rewire how your brain has perceived the past, is present in the present, and is creating the future. But this is also abstract, so let me just feel into this a little bit more. Just give me 1 second. I'm also hearing that one of your hidden talents as well is the fact that you actually hold so many different memories as well, from different past lives, but also from different memories that ancestors also have had that are in your lineage. And so I'm getting that this gives you a number of things actually. It actually means that your talents are very much, I feel like there'll be a certain area or there's something in your life that you kind of like learn about really quickly, and you retain that information and you start to have your own understandings and your own unique concepts and perspectives on whatever it is that you have learned. And part of the reason why you have this ability is again because you've got this massive like warehouse, and it's literally a friggin' warehouse of memories, of human memories, either your own, people's in your ancestral lineages, or your past lives. And all of those memories is something that you can really capitalize on right now. So this could mean that some of you could be incredible people people persons, if you know what I mean. You're really good with people, basically, because again, you've got like this unconscious backload of all the different memories, of all the different associations that you've had with other people, this life, past lives, and that your ancestors have had. And it just gives you almost like an intuitive understanding of other people and where they're at and what's happening and if they're telling you the truth. So kind of like your talent brings in this kind of like also intuitive understanding of people and situations, and where this is really coming from again is because you have this unconscious backstore of memories. And again, I'm kind of getting this a little bit like Pearl too, but it's so very different, is you guys are also really, really connected into the Akashic Records naturally, whether you know it or not, because I'm also hearing that that's where a lot of this storehouse of memories are, that you are unconsciously tapping into, and you're using that almost like that cellular DNA understanding that's unconscious to do with the situations that you're in, to do with understanding like negotiating, to do with human behavior. I feel there is a lot about this real understanding about human behaviour as well. Like, I feel like you can really understand, and it is a real talent, you know, when people are lying to you, when people are telling the truth to you. I feel like you do understand other people's motives, and I feel like you're quite good at, if you're trusting yourself, and I do think this will be the thing, you've got to trust yourself, that you can really predict human behaviour, and you can really predict society's behaviour, because again, this warehouse of information, of memories. So whatever it is that you are desiring right now, and whatever it is that you're wanting to create, it seems like it's really important that you really trust whatever you intuitively, viscerally feel, like instinctively, because it's more than just intuition, because I'm not saying that your hidden talent is being psychic, although that also could be part of it, but I'm trying to be more specific, right? And it is more of like, it's like an instinctive thing. It's like I'm very much feeling this energy coming out of your solar plexus. It's almost like your solar plexus, and I'm seeing this obviously psychically, it's almost like your solar plexus has its own kind of like what would I say, like scanning system, and this energy comes out of your solar plexus and it literally just scans somebody up and down, or it scans a situation or an idea up and down, and then it gets a real good understanding about who that person is, or what the situation's about, and can you trust that person, or can you trust that situation. But this is all completely happening unconsciously, because as your solar plexus like scans the personal situation, it then feeds back that information to this warehouse of memories in the Akashic Records, which then unconsciously feeds back an understanding of, can you trust this person, can you not? Is this a good situation, is this not? The only thing that I can feel already, and it's again a bit similar to Part 2, only completely and utterly different, I'd say your energies are very, very different, is can you trust this information that you are then instinctively getting about the personal scenario situation? But anyway, let's pull some cards to see where that's at. It's really interesting. I've never really been shown an image of a solar plexus like literally scanning somebody, and that's how people get the instinctive understanding of, can they trust somebody, can they trust a situation, a scenario, etc, etc. So just give me 1 second. I'm hearing that we don't read these reversed. Whoa, it's way too many. Obviously one thing I'm really getting as well is that you need to be really mindful that you also don't let memories that hold pain, intensity, challenges, tragedy, whatever, make sure that you're not too linked into any of those memories, because you have this incredible resource with your memories, you want to make sure that you're aware of what memories you are allowing to influence your reality now. I think that's just one thing just to be mindful of, because obviously there's always pluses and minuses with everything. This is like a really interesting looking spread. Right, okay, so we don't read anything reversed, so let's just have a look. So the first thing that we have here is the Queen of Coins, so Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to read anti-clockwise for some reason. Then we have Four of Swords. Okay, then we have, ooh, Ace of Coins. Then we have, oh nice, the star. Okay, don't know where that went. Oops, wasn't paying attention. I think it's there. Okay, and then this way we go clockwise. So then we have Ace of Materials, so Ace of Pentacles. Nice. Then we have Ten of Voices, so Ten of Swords. Then we have, oh wow, Ace of Inspiration, Ace of Wands. So we actually have two aces right at the bottom of your reading. Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. That's really interesting. And then last one we have is, oh wow, the Hierophant. Pile number 2 also had the Hierophant. So just give me a minute just while I feel into all of this. Right. Okay, one thing that I do want to say is, with these two, they're both screaming out to me instantly, is, you know, obviously to do with this memories and everything like that. And I said it already, I do feel like sleep is really, really important. And you guys are, you need to make sure you've got a good sleep hygiene. I think this is really, really important. If, I'm hearing this though, because the thing is, in your dreams, and actually this turned up in the, obviously if you're watching this in 2021, but you might be watching it another year because it's totally timeless, but if you're watching this in 2021, you might also want to watch my video about Akashic Record Insights for 2021. It was just a collaboration of all the 824 readings that I did for all the zodiac signs for 2021, and the common themes that came out. And one of them was this real thing about people are really going to be starting to rewire their brain by neuroplasticity, by the dreams that they have at night, because they'll be having dreams that take old memories that weren't pleasant, and the dream creates happy memories, like happy experiences, like different outcomes from the painful memories, to such an extent that the nervous system feels it as if it actually did happen. And in the nervous system feeling like it actually did happen, it not only creates like a new positive memory to do with an old situation that wasn't positive, but it also trains the whole physical, mental, emotional and energetic like system of that person to be a vibrational match to the happier outcomes. And I really, really feel like that's going on. So what I'm also hearing is, if you guys don't sleep well, or you don't have good sleep pattern, don't worry about it. But the other thing then to do is definitely have some kind of meditation practice. Even just like 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, you just need this sort of downtime, because I'm hearing that the downtime allows some of this processing and this rewiring and restructuring of memories and playing of memories to like really help you basically be creating something very, very different. Because again, I do really see that with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. I just really, really see this energy of like perceiving something in a new way. Like here, you can even see how, you know, like this person's having energy coming into their third chakra, or sorry, their sixth chakra, and then it's going down into the rest of all their body. I feel like this really is new ideas and new concepts, new memories of things that haven't even really happened, being processed in a way which makes them feel like they actually have been happening. Also, you know, like, I don't know if you can see this here. It almost looks like little viruses here. One second. Can you see that? Those tiny little bits there. Don't know how close you can get it. And that is really making me feel like, okay, so I'm going to say this metaphorically, right? Because I don't want to be... I'm just going to say this metaphorically, and then you take it how it feels relevant to you. But one thing to be really, really mindful of is, you know, when people... I've known this for a very long time because my guides told me that essentially sometimes when I would get sick and I would have a virus, what it was actually doing was it was actually helping to flush out old belief systems and implant in a new belief system that's positive. And the quickest way to do this was through a virus. So let's just say I might get sick for a day or something like that. Now, I'm not saying that that happens every single time with a virus, but I'm saying, like, understand, the metaphor is that understand that the way that you process your reality, your memories, your belief systems, and your reality, your memories and your belief systems then create your future, for you is almost very, very dynamic, and it's very, very flexible. Like I say, it could be through this like reservoir of memories in the Akashic records, some of which are not even yours and you've not even had. They've all been influencing you. It could also be the same kind of thing as like a dream time that's really been creating and helping you manifest. But it could also have been sometimes when you've not been well, is what I'm saying to you. So I think it's becoming really, really mindful that I feel again that your human body and your nervous system is sort of, it's like Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. I feel like the sense receptors and how your body processes this physical reality is beyond what we currently understand as human beings, but it actually makes you incredibly talented at, I want to say this word, like manipulating your reality. Now I don't mean manipulating in like a bad way. I just mean like in like conjuring your reality and sculpting your reality, in literally creating your reality. But I do also think as well, if some of you are feeling like, yeah, but I'm not creating the thing that I desire, what the hell do you mean I'm good at creating my reality? It's just because you just need to look at some of the memories or the belief systems that you're holding, because they currently don't align with what it is that you're working to manifest. What I would say though is, I do feel like with these two cards here, Four of Swords and the Ten of Voices, and with the Star card, I do really, really feel like with all of these, you are currently in the process of changing that and healing that 100%. And I do really feel like really all this reading is wanting to do is kind of tell you of these almost like extra sensory talents and abilities that you have. And I think it's just about now being even more, I don't want to say in tune with yourself and your reality. I feel like the more in tune you are with yourself and your reality, and I don't know why I'm getting that with this one here, I really, really feel like the more in tune you are, the more, I don't know, it's like the better that you're able to understand what it is you're creating. And then you're able to understand, okay, is this going to help me create what I want, or is this taking me away from what I want? And I feel like, each one is Spider-Woman, she even looks like it with all of these arms. And I really feel that, I massively feel that. And actually you guys might find it on my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. It might be useful to look at the highest potential of the Virgo archetype, because I very much talk about this Spider-Man, Spider-Woman energy. And that's really what I'm seeing is playing out for you currently at the moment. I think as well, you might be people where it's something about being impeccable with your word to yourself and to other people, because I don't really know why, but I kind of feel like, well, no, I do know why, because your belief systems and your memories are so interlinked with what it is that you're creating, and you're almost like, you are, I know we all do that, but you guys are more talented at doing that, essentially. And because you hold more of a talent in that way, it means that you watch what's coming out of your mouth, basically. Is the best way to say it. Like, literally watch what's coming out of your mouth, because it will tell you really where you are at with your belief systems and your reality. So one of the great ways for you to be getting in alignment with what you want, and really weirdly, I'm feeling a vibration all the way up my left foot. So I really feel like the way that you communicate in relationships that matter, either friendships, romantic partners, family, or colleagues or employers, whatever it might be, the way you communicate in relationships is really, really significant. And I feel like the way people communicate to you in those deeper connections is really, really significant as well. I feel like you could potentially be spun off center a little bit if somebody that you care about is communicating to you in a way that is negative to do with whatever it is that you're trying to create. I feel like that's something you just need to be mindful of and have your own way of working with that. I don't believe it's about shutting out those people, but it's about having some kind of like a healthy appreciation of when that's not helpful for you. And because I do really feel, like I say, what it is that you're saying is almost like the vibration of your words, and the vibration of your words comes out of how you're thinking and feeling on a deeper level. And so that's just one way for you to be mindful of. I do also want to say with these two cards here, I really, really do feel that you are close. It's funny, Pile 2 felt like they still needed to have a bit of a breakthrough to be creating what it is that they desire. I feel like you guys are a lot closer. You are very close to creating whatever it is that you desire, but it's just to allow. It does feel like a belief. It feels like a belief. And it actually feels like a belief. I don't know whatever it is that you're trying to create. So if it is relationship, family, because everybody's different, right? Some of you relationships, some of you family, you want kids or something, some of you business, some of you more money, some of you more health, some of you life purpose, whatever it is. I feel like whatever it is that you're desiring, currently it's really, really important that you, I don't know, you have a different story to do with, I want to say it as broadly as this, to do with relating to other human beings. And I actually do feel like for a lot of you on this one, I do feel there's something to do with your, either your feminine energy, or, and bear in mind, you could be male, like really like a male gender, you still have feminine energy because we'll have a mixture of masculine and feminine, but it's something to do with your own feminine energy, or it's something to do with a prominent female figure, feminine energy figure in your life. So it could be your primary caregiver that had the most feminine energy, or it could be a sibling, or it could be a close friend, or it could be another extended relative. It feels like somebody that's almost like, I want to say bloodline, that's got the same bloodline as you. I feel like there's just a little bit of a limitation in something to do with that connection, or a current kind of restriction and something to do with that connection, which is kind of the thing that basically just needs to be healed, and that will take you to whatever it is that you're desiring right now. Yeah, that just feels really, really important, because there's something, I feel like you guys are more probably than you're aware of, or you might even be aware of it, I don't know. Some of you will be, some of you won't be. But I feel like you're really, really, I just feel like I see loads and loads of like, almost like, you know, like nerves inside the body from the nervous system. But I'm seeing like that kind of thing, like nerves, but not, like energy strands that are coming out of your body into your aura and then connecting onto this bloodline to do with the feminine energy. And it's actually feeding a lot of energy into you, and you're feeding a lot of energy into it. And that's not the issue, but the issue is that there's some kind of feeling of restriction or entrapment or frustration that's actually keeping almost like those energy strands like super interconnected to this person, whoever it is. And it's kind of like that, but not. Again, like loads of those strands coming out, which is then connecting into whoever is this like predominant feminine energy for you. And there's just something that just needs to be released a little bit. And it feels like it's like, on its most simplest form, it feels like static energy. Or it kind of feels as well like the boundaries that you have with this individual or this lineage are not currently balanced in some way. So also my guides are just giving me a quick energy shamanic tool that you could use to do with this if it's resonating with you. And you can do it with anybody, obviously, where anyone, it could be anybody, or it could be a job, or it could be a situation, or it could even be a fear of the future, or a fear of something that happened in the past. Whatever, we have these energy cords, almost like electrical currents that are unseen, feeding into these different people, different experiences, different memories. And obviously, because you're so super connected, as we've already realised, and it's one of your talents, you also just need to be mindful, therefore, about how much that is actually influencing you in your life on a day-to-day, right? So one of the things that you can do is, let me just see what my guides are telling me. Okay, so one of the things that you do is go into meditation, Close your eyes, relax your breath. Obviously, get yourself into a good space. Then what you want to do is you want to visualize either the person or the situation or the memory or the vision of the future, whatever it might be, where you're holding this kind of like resistance and frustration to in some way. And all you want to do is you want to harmonize that energy. So the first thing you want to do is you want to see, where are all those cords of energy coming out from you? So I'm just going to do an example, right? I know I'm going to do it to do with something in my own life, right? So, but you'll know this is the same way for you. So I'm seeing this situation that I've had a lot of frustration to. So first of all, I'm going to see where are all the cords coming out, and they're actually coming out of my left shoulder and also from just above my belly button. Okay, so then I want to see what colour are the cords coming out, and I'm seeing light blue and dark blue, and then I'm seeing where are they feeding into that situation, and I'm seeing that the situation is like in a bubble and my energy is feeding like symmetrically and like in a sphere the whole way around that bubble, and it's giving it a lot of energy and I'm taking a lot of energy back. So then what I need to do is I need to think about the feeling of how I'd like that situation to be. So I want that situation to feel creative, inspiring and abundant. So the first colour that I see is orange. So now what I want to do is I'm going to see energy coming into the gold star above my head. It's then coming all the way down into my left shoulder and into just above my belly button. And I'm going to see it turn that light blue and dark blue into orange energy. So I'm just going to wait until it's done it. Okay, so now that it's all turned into orange, what I'm then going to do is I'm now going to see that energy coming out of my left shoulder and out of my belly button and now feeding into that sphere as bright orange the whole way around. So it's done that really quick. So now what I'm going to do is I don't want to have as much energy as that going there. So now instead of having about 20 different feeds coming into that experience, I'm just going to have 4, and I'm going to have them in even places. And actually, instead of them coming off my right shoulder, I literally just want it to come out from my belly button, just 4. So then I just see that energy change in that way and feed into that bubble. And then what my guides are saying is I just need to do that repetitively for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 times a week, just until it's fully locked in. And I would also see the situation change for me. So essentially that's what you want to do. You want to first of all see the person or the scenario and see where your energy is coming from, your body part, where it's going to do that personal scenario. Then you want to see what colour energy is coming out of it and feel if that feels the right energy or not. If it's not, which it probably won't be, you want to feel what is the energy you want coming to that personal situation. How do you want it to feel? Once you know how you want it to feel or what you want it to be like, you want to be given a colour that represents that. Then you want to just see your 9th chakra, the soul star chakra above your head, have energy fed in from the universe, which then feeds that colour energy into whichever body part was sending out the energy to that person or situation. You wait until that body part's been given all of that new energy with the right colour, then you send that new energy with the right colour to that personal situation, and then you make adjustments as you see fit. You might want to keep that amount of energy going there, you might want to send it in a different place, you might want to make it smaller, bigger, you might want to send it from a different body part of yours. You just do whatever you need to do to make that feel like a healthy connection. And then the key is repetition. You really want to do that a couple of times to 3 times a week for around about 4 to 6 weeks, or more or less, depending on how you feel and you'll feel into it. But I just tell you that is really, really important. And also I think this is this thing that you need to realise about this talent that you have, about having a really sensitized and in tune and receptive feedback system between you and your environment. And it definitely works through your nervous system. Just that's something to be really, really mindful, because it is a real talent, but it's also something that you can turn into a real skill, and it will absolutely help you manifest whatever it is that you desire. But like I say, there is something to do with the feminine energy in your life, either within yourself, within a creative project, within your primary caregiver that was female in the past, or even maybe a wounding in a past life to do with the feminine energy, or a wounding within one of the females in your ancestral lineage, whatever it might be, that is currently feeding energy into what you desire, and it is not helping you manifest fully what it is that you desire. So it's just about changing that round a little bit. And then also, as well as doing the energy work, it's then obviously about following through with, obviously we said this thing about impeccable word, and also not being around people that are feeding into a belief system that you're trying to move move forward with, move into a more positive way. So that's all the sort of things that you just need to be mindful of, as well as to do with your talent and how to manifest. But now I just want to get a couple more oracle to see what else wants to be said to you guys. It is really, really cool. I think that you guys can, I suppose ultimately I would say that in a word as well, your real talent is, it is actually manifesting, essentially. It really is manifesting. But you're doing it through some really, I almost feel like more evolved ways. Yeah, totally. And I don't know, I just think it's really cool. But let's just see what all of these are. Just 1 second, do I want any more? I'm just gonna have one of these. And then I absolutely love these, but I'm just going to read it out of the book because they're beautiful and I love the words, and they've been really bang on for all the other piles so far. So, but I'm just going to leave that to the side and we'll turn that over later. Okay, so let's see what we have. Oh wow, here we have the void. Okay, so to me as well, that's very much you guys, about what we said about this creativity, about this manifestation, that you're able to really manifest things. But interestingly as well, this reminds me of, like, you know, the energy cores that we just literally talked about, like attaching onto a person or onto an event. I think just be start to become really, really mindful about what energy you are sending people or situations, and what energy people or situations are sending you. And then know that one of your talents is your ability, a bit like Spider-Woman, to be able to influence that in a positive way, on a very kind of energetic type of quantum energy type of way, through using your mind, your visualization and your nervous system. Yeah, that's just really saying that to me. And we have here, oh wow, the Council. Wow, okay, whenever I see this card, this to me is the Lords of Karma. I don't know if you guys know much about the Lords of Karma, but I think that's be something really good for you to research about, maybe do a guided meditation on. I also feel if you did resonate with what I was saying about there being a primary caregiver or somebody in your feminine line, feminine energy, that there is almost like some healing to do with. I do feel like actually doing something with the Lords of Karma will really, really, really help you with that scenario. But regardless of that, whether you did resonate with that or not, I definitely would learn about the Lords of Karma, because again, I feel like this is this thing that you have of Spider-Woman, being able to work with different realities and different timelines to help you create what you want. And the Lords of Karma is incredible for that. So I wouldn't want to go into that because that would be quite long to go into that right now. But if you feel called to, totally Google on that. And also if you feel called to that number 11 there, I think it will really, really help you stand in more of your own innate gift and power. Because as well, I think sometimes you guys might manifest things really quickly, or things might take ages to manifest. And I feel like as of yet, you guys probably don't have a total protocol or logarithm within your being about how to consistently manifest in the way that you want. And there's something about knowing some of these additional things that we've talked about, including the Lords of Karma, which I don't know what it will do, but I feel like it will do different things for all of you, but it will really, really help you with essentially your talent of being an incredible manifester. And like I say, you're doing this manifesting through memories, which is essentially, on its deepest level, it's just things that your brain and your nervous system are experiencing as reality. And I've obviously gone to the Lords of Karma before, and I've experienced it exactly like reality. It feels like it, I see it like that, I sense it like that. And this is a talent that I really do feel that you have. So again, this will be things like you being able to almost like shamanic journey, whether you're a shaman or not, it really doesn't matter. I feel like you have that ability. And also probably listen to your daydreams. You know, when you get daydreams of similar sorts of things, I think there'll also probably be something powerful within that too. Oh wow, okay, here. So then we have the Owl. It says sight. Detach your emotions from situations that you cannot control. For me, that is just saying about what we were saying about, I don't think it's so much detaching, but I think it's you changing the energy flow that you send to certain people or situations which are, for whatever reason, not creating a harmonious connection with you. And I think it's you realising that you have way more power in those situations than you even currently realise. I do feel, and I don't know why I'm getting this because it's very intuitive, but I do feel like with the owl, I feel like you guys are in this real learning process to do with this hidden talent that we've literally been discussing. And I feel like it's something that is just going to grow stronger and stronger and stronger the more that, and this is the specific word, the more that you learn about yourself and how you respond to your reality and how your reality responds to you. And what I mean by that is I even feel like for some of you, your body will be really communicative with you. Like you might get, I don't know, like you could get an ache somewhere, like, I don't know, in a right knee, and that might tell you about needing to be more flexible in your work life or with your finances or with your responsibility or autonomy. I feel like that kind of thing, like your body is really, really communicative with you, as well as many other things like your dreams and stuff. And it's all about you learning how to interpret these seemingly non-related experiences or sensations or memories or experiences in a way that helps you know where you're at with your manifesting, and then what you need to do to create whatever it is you want to manifest and what you desire. And I do feel like you're on this really cool learning process to do with this. Again, there's something about downtown and sleep again, you know, like with the owl, with like, I know an owl's a night owl and they don't need sleep, but I'm just really feeling like you guys do really need sleep. And I think there's something about being a super silent mover and a silent observer, because I know like owls' wings, you can't hear them. But interestingly as well, owls' wings, they don't really work if they get wet. It's why you'll never really see owls out in the rain. So I feel like, again, this will be the thing about, be careful about getting too emotional about certain situations or scenarios, because what I feel like it might do is you might understand what your reality is telling you, but then you get really emotional about something and it almost like fries your senses, and then you're not getting the exactly correct feedback about what's really going on. And when that happens, you're likely to make a choice or take an action that will take you further away from what you desire rather than closer to what you desire. So there's something about, again, you having that clarity of mind, which allows you to engage with situations and scenarios without actually impacting them. It allows you to observe situations and scenarios without you impacting them. And because you can observe them without interacting with them, you actually gain a lot of information about what's actually going on without becoming collateral or without getting dragged into something or without your energy getting tainted in some way. But then if you do realise it is the right thing, then you can engage in it. There's something about that sort of energy that's coming through. I'm also really getting, I do think you should Google about the power animal of an owl. I think that would be really, really helpful. And also I would actually say just even learning about a couple, just maybe watch a tiny little YouTube on owls, just see what interesting things you get, because whatever that owl does, it's got some real relevance on what's going on with you and your talent and what you're trying to create right now. Cool. Oh, I love this. Number 11 again. So this one here is hearth, so comfort. This to me is just what we're saying. There's something about family. There is something about family. And if family doesn't resonate with you, it's something to do with how you relate in relationships that means something to you. That's actually really, really important for you to be observing now. Doing that silent observation, not getting involved, but observing it, so you know what it is that you need to correct within your belief systems, so that you can create whatever it is that you're desiring to create right now. Because even if it might seem something non-related like business or life purpose or whatever the hell it might be, which doesn't seem like a relationship thing, I'm hearing that it just does something to your energy field, which actually allows you to, and this is the specific word, allows you to receive, and allows you to feel confident to receive. And it's feeling confident to receive, which is actually the key to you actually creating, manifesting, receiving your desire, etc., whatever that might be. And it's something about having a really calm, relaxed nervous system that's actually super, super important. I'm sort of getting that with all of these cards here. But I'm also really getting having a relaxed nervous system is also really, really important, like with these cards here as well. So there's multiple things that are telling me that that is really important. And I do also think, I know I've not mentioned this, but you know the Hierophant, I just really feel like this is a soul contract that you have to do with whatever this is. So either a female energy, your female lineage, or something to do with a creative contract. It's just really, really important. In some ways, this really, really links, and it is important to look at. And I do feel it's something to do with you changing the energy that you're putting into something to do with this energy, which is actually, I think, making you a little bit more stressed than what you actually need to be. And again, that will just help you calm down the nervous system. I'll just move those around, it doesn't matter. So I'm getting that that is really, really important. And here we have Starseed Elemental. These cards are so cool. I don't know why, I think it just reminds me of all of the information that's coming into your consciousness. You know, like all of these different memories that we've talked about that you're able to link into, whether they're yours or not. But also all of the energy that's potentially linking into a different person or a different situation, which is actually really important for you to readjust so that you can actually create what you want. I do feel as well like your intuition is really strong and it is really powerful, so you need to trust it. But I do really feel as well it's about you understanding how your intuition works with you. Like, do you hear things? Do you see things? Do you dream things? Do you feel things? Or are you all of the above? Like, many of us are all of the above, you know, and particularly with the energy that's now changing on the earth, many of us will become all of the above. So I think it's also about giving yourself time to integrate all of these changes. So I would say be very, very kind to yourself currently. I think this is really, really important. Know that you're going through lots of different stimuli changes. And if you're not right now, I do feel like that will be coming up for you. So I'd also say just be very mindful about how you let your environment to influence you. For example, whatever you hear, whatever you see, I just think find a way of having almost like this, no, I don't want to say healthy detachment, but that type of thing. Silent observation, that's it. Silent observation. I think it's great for you to observe all of these kind of things and know what's going on. But I think it's really important that you're not engaging with it. You're just observing it. And by engaging with it, I mean, once you start to feel intense about it or think a lot about it, you're actually engaging with it on an energetic level. And I think that's just something for you guys to realize, to be mindful of, because, like, again, you're so powerful with your nervous system, with your memories, with your belief systems. I think that's just really, really telling me that again. Cool, so now what I want to do, let's see what this says. Oh, that's so cute. So freaking cute. Okay, so it says here, journey to the miraculous, new opportunities await you. That's so interesting with the new opportunities, because obviously we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Coins. Like I say, I do feel like you're very, very close. You are very, very close. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Let's see what it says here. Journey to the miraculous. Sorry about this, I'm always rubbish at finding pages because I don't really do my alphabet. It's not how my brain works. Cool. So, there you go. It says here, the sensitive possum is looking right at you, veering for your attention. It wants you to notice that, regardless of what has happened in the past, things may actually be better than they seem. Your talents will not be noticed. Your talents will be noticed by others, some in positions of authority. The blue rose in the possum's mirror lets you know that miracles are happening, but miracles are not an event. They are a state of mind. Badger symbolises about following your dreams and never giving up. Although it is important to be open to what others say, it is more important to listen to your own intuition and do it your way. The cat recommends staying grounded and being in the present moment. Don't let your mind wander to the past or future. It is in the here and now that you can make things happen. Kat also advised you get plenty of rest. Lack of sleep disempowers you. When you are sleep deprived, your healing abilities, alertness, and cognitive performance decrease. You shift into other brain waves that are fine to be in when you want to slow down and relax, but not when you want to get things done, and you have a lot to get done. Ladybugs and ants deliver faith, good luck, and the discipline you need to succeed. You are here on earth at this moment to help bring loving change. Step into the revolving doors and exit into a world of new possibilities, love, and feeling a part of something wonderful. Your dreams are awaiting you. Discipline and patience will help you stick to your flight plan and arrive at your destination, the stars. And it says, affirmation here, I am always in the right place at the right time. I think that's a really cool message. And again, so interesting about what it says about sleep and how important sleep is. And that's really something that came out really early on in your reading. So definitely consider that. What I'd also say is, and I meant to say it anyway and I forgot, but it's reminded me, just think as well about electromagnetic frequencies. So not a big deal, but just, you know, have your phone on airplane mode when you go to sleep at night. Maybe turn the Wi-Fi off at the router, just at the plug. I don't know, maybe just research what would be good for you to help you with the electromagnetic frequencies, because when you have a more engaged nervous system, and I can say this because it's totally me as well, you can just be more susceptible to these kind of other frequencies. So yeah, maybe just do a little bit of research on that and just go with what feels right with you, and also just experiment, you know what I mean? Because actually that's another energy I do feel a bit with you guys, experimentation. It's important because this is actually how you're learning. You are actually learning through observing and then experimenting. Observing, experiment, reassess. Observing, experiment, reassess. That kind of energy is what I can really, really feel. And again, you know, like new opportunities are waiting, like it said in this card here, like we see with the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Pentacles. And really the void is a place of unlimited potential. And it's like so close to the first seed being created. So I think that's something else as well for you guys to be aware of, because it's really, really cool. Cool, so I hope you enjoyed that reading. I really enjoyed reading for you, so thanks so much for that. Like I say, you might want to have a look at my See It Like a Psyche YouTube channel, and you might want to look at the highest potential of the Virgo archetype. I feel like that could be really useful. Also check out my other pick a card readings for the zodiac signs, for what the Akashic Records want to tell you about 2021. If you like them, I also have extended readings on my website, which is abigailgracepsychic.com. And obviously, if you'd like a personal reading, either psychic, cards, astrology, or a mixture, then obviously just go over to my website. It would be my pleasure to read for you. And then also on my social medias, it's always Abigail Grace Psychic. I'm currently on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm also doing other social medias, because I truly feel like there's going to be a shift in the collective within the next couple of years. So yeah, but you'll always find me as Abigail Grace Psychic. And oh yeah, and if you obviously want to have a look at the video, which was the summation video of all the messages that came out of the 84 Akashic Record readings I did for do with 2021 predictions wise, there's a summation video with all of that, and you might also find that useful if you're watching this video in 2021, because obviously it's totally timeless. But yeah, thank you so much again for letting me read for you. That was awesome, and I look forward to reading for you guys again soon. And it's actually really, really exciting. So yeah, love it. Anyway, take care, speak soon. Bye.